Welcome, welcome, welcome to Armchair Expert. I'm Dax Shepard. I'm joined by Miss Monica Mouse.
Hello.
Miss Monica.
Hi.
I have been looking so forward to this guest for 6.5 years.
Yes.
And we finally got her. And then the version of which we got her could not be more exceptional.
Yeah.
I'm not going to ruin any of it for you. You'll hear all of it, but it's an interview that shouldn't have happened that happened.
Yes. Through sheer will.
Yes. Tiffany Haddish. I love Tiffany Haddish so much. She's an award-winning actor, a stand-up comedian, and a best-selling author. You love her in Girls Trip, Night School, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, Haunted Mansion, The After Party. You probably read her book, The Last Black Unicorn. And she has a new essay collection out tomorrow called I Curse You With Joy. So check out I Curse You With Joy. It's phenomenal. It's out tomorrow. Please enjoy Tiffany Haddish.
He's an armchair expert. He's an armchair expert. He's an armchair expert.
Hello. Hi. You
That's
made
Rob.
it,
This is
Monica.
Monica.
You have a
Hey.
you bunch of hands full.
Nice
But
to meet
hi,
you,
nice to
Monica.
meet you.
Do I sit here?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
let's talk. What would you, we got you a coffee. We
I
got.
don't drink coffee. I drink tea.
Okay, what kind of tea would you like?
Mint tea.
We have spearmint tea.
Yeah, that's the same thing.
That's the thing.
That's Monica's favorite. You ever see these?
Oh yeah, with the dates
and then
and stuff.
I got
they're good.
kinds.
I'm not really hungry.
Can I
though.
put them next to you?
Yeah, you
'Cause
can put 'em
changed
right
your
here.
mind. I'm kind of worried about you.
You are?
Yes, of course.
Well, you're a trooper. I gotta say. I think I would have been
I don't
like,
know, ethically, I kept
I'm
thinking
rescheduled.
I should probably offer
When
to
it-
just
when it-
come
when
back
it
tomorrow.
Spin, but I can't. I don't have time tomorrow.
Oh, well, then
when
you
it
gotta
car
come.
spinned around, I was like, if this thing flips over,
What do we do next?
how am I gonna flip this myself?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. And then I was just like,
God. Well, I'm glad
Shaky.
you're okay.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Do you have one of those seatbelt cutters /
Window smashers?
No, I don't have that.
You need to get that. I just got one.
I don't get in car accidents often.
Yeah, you've been driving this car for 6 years. This was your first.
Yeah, the worst in that car is maybe backing up into a yellow pole.
Yeah,
Okay,
sure.
that happens.
Like, or the Beverly Hills Hotel, when you come out
Oh, fuck that place.
parking structure.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Is that the
It's
Beverly Hills
windy.
Hotel right there where the Grammy parties be at?
Yes, but when you were saying that, I have to admit I was picturing Chateau, which is a disaster.
Oh, that one sucks.
Have you ever
yeah.
pulled into the Chateau?
No, I don't even mess around pulling in over there.
It's
I let
so
them take the car up the
scary.
street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're better off just leaving it on Sunset and walking up the hill.
Yeah, that's mostly what I do. I park at the Laugh Factory and walk down the hill.
yeah.
That's clever.
So it's 138 days.
That's a long fucking time.
And that interview that I did, I think it was in January. So then it came out at the beginning of February or something like that. And I think I said it's been like 49 days or something like that.
Okay.
So whenever that was.
So what's interesting though is you chose to do that then right before the holidays.
Yeah, it was like November something.
Is that mega for you? I'm an addict, so that's a long time,
I don't think I'm an addict because it
which
doesn't
is
bother me.
shocking.
I'm maybe a workaholic. Here goes my things that I'm addicted to.
Give me your isms.
I'm a workaholic. I am a laughaholic.
That's a good one.
I need to hear laughs. I need to be laughing. If a day goes by and I don't hear somebody laughing, or if I don't laugh, it's gonna be hell on earth. Okay, it's gonna be a problem.
It's dark.
I'll get to the point by the end of the day, I'm like, I didn't hear anybody laughing today. I pull up a YouTube video and just babies laughing. Whenever I get down or whatever, babies laughing. It clears the energy.
They do have the best laugh.
The best laughs in the world is contagious.
It's the realest.
So I tried to not eat meat for like 30 days, and I was doing good, and then I'm definitely addicted to meat, and it's definitely chicken. I gotta fucking have, and pastrami.
I love pastrami. Have you gone to Langer's?
Yes, I've been to Langer's. That's in New York.
Right by MacArthur Park.
Oh, yes.
It's like 85 years old.
Yes, yes.
Because if
yes.
you
And they
had
the
not been
juice,
there,
and they put the juice on there and all that.
that would be
yeah.
the first hang we would have is Langer's.
Yeah.
And it's time travel because everyone in there is 85 years old and it looks like 1972 in there and you feel like you time warped.
Yes.
Okay, pastrami, chicken, candy, you like candy.
I do like candy, but only around this time.
That's not an ism because you're about to have your period.
Right now, I could go for some sour sticks or the sour
Sour straws or
sour
Sour
powers.
Patch Kids.
Sour powers.
Sour
What's sour
The
powers.
sour power strips.
Oh,
Okay.
I don't know about this.
You don't know about the sour power strip?
No.
That you used to have to buy at the liquor store back in the day, and you can get 3 for 25 cents. But I like that with pickle. Like you wrap a pickle with the sour.
This is freaky.
Wow.
or stick a Jolly Rancher inside a pickle or a mint inside a pickle.
Oh my.
God, you're wild.
Around this time, or dip the pickle in Kool-Aid, like a real good dill pickle, and you dip it in Kool-Aid powder.
Oh, my Lord.
That's
one of the weirdest things.
One day I'm gonna invite you to my house and you try it. You're gonna be like, this is fucking dope. If you like sweet and sour.
Well, I like sour. I'm more of a savory, like the chicken, yeah. I would never, well, I say that, but I was vegan for a year. But I would never again try to quit meat. That's a joke. We're supposed to eat meat.
I don't think we are.
You know. No, we are.
I don't think we are.
Okay, let's have our first fight.
Okay, let's do it. But the way our teeth are shaped, I don't think we are.
You know why?
Can we pause for just a second?
Yeah. We can pause however.
Well, we're going to resume this because I got a knockout
Yeah,
punch to
hold-
that retort.
Hello?
Good afternoon. Is Tiffany there?
This is her.
Hi, Tiffany. Good afternoon. I had a service order for your Tesla.
Yes.
Are you at a safe location?
Yes, I'm in a safe
Kinda.
location. My sister Tuesday is with the car right now because I had to be at work.
Okay, it's going to be about 60 minutes because we...
Good Lord, why 60 minutes? Do you know how famous I am?
Oh, I'm so sorry, dear.
It's all good. Can I patch you in with my sister?
Sure.
Okay, so she can know too.
Whose name is the membership under you?
My name, Tiffany Haddish.
Okay, you want to send me your membership card to this number?
Yeah,
You're not going to be present?
yeah, I'll send you my membership card. What's your name?
My name is Mike.
Mike. Are you going to be the one picking up the car, Mike?
No, it's going to be a driver.
You going to tell me who that is?
I'm going to see which driver gets free, and I'll let you know. Most likely it's going to be either Carlos
Uh-huh.
or David.
Carlos or David?
Send Carlos.
No, send David. I like
no,
the name David.
No.
I
David's
like that
lazy.
name David. No, David's
No.
not lazy. David
David's
is a good,
lazy.
strong name.
No, get
That's my
Carlos
homeboy.
on
He's
there.
a hater. I'm sorry.
That's right.
Okay, I'm going to send you the insurance now.
And are you with AAA Insurance also?
No.
What insurance are you?
State Farm.
Yeah, we're not allowed to say that on this
We'll
show.
cut it out. We'll cut it out. We'll cut it.
I'm actually doing a podcast at the same exact time. I'm at work.
1 second. I'm so sorry.
State Farm.
We're not sponsored.
Don't say State Farm. We got to. I don't even know the name of the number.
I got to lock the number in to send. I'm going to do this. Copy that. Then I'm going to do this.
Make this move.
I'm going to do this. And then,
Oh, don't do that.
I got to do this. And then I'm going to do this. And then I'm going to do that. And then bam. Don't be giving out my personal information.
You haven't given any yet. I'm sure
know.
Mike is panicked right now.
Hello? The tow truck guy, he told me to hold on for a second. I wanted to merge him with you. Either David or Carlos is coming. He said it's going to be 60 minutes.
60 minutes?
That's what the fuck I said.
But Liz told me at 3:45.
That's what they had told her, but then he just called me and said 60 minutes because he don't know.
Is that
if
Tuesday?
David, yeah, it's Tuesday.
Hey.
Dax said, hey. But he don't know if
I just meant Tuesday.
If it's going to be Carlos or David that's going to be available. So then he done hung up on me now. I'm going to send you his phone number so you can call him.
Yeah, all right. Send me his number.
Okay, love you, bye.
We can be done with the show now. That was perfect.
Yeah. Talk about privilege.
Shoot, I'll be back to my car before they even get to me.
Exactly.
Be like, you know what, Dax, just drop me off where you pick my ass up at.
I will handle
This
this.
is some bullshit. Where was we at?
Just
meat.
skip it.
Why is meat important?
Meat.
Okay, you want me to tell you why our teeth aren't resembling those of other omnivores?
Yes, because that's where I was about to go with it, with the teeth.
Cooking. We have been cooking meat for 2.5 million years. So we didn't need to have those teeth, and those teeth are expensive. You have to dedicate a lot of nutrients and growth to them. So we don't have anything extra. We wouldn't carry around these big canines if we didn't need them. So since we've been cooking meat for 2.5 million years, cooking it allows us to eat it with these teeth.
So our teeth have genetically modified, is what you're saying, because we've been cooking meat.
Yeah. In the archaeological record, we know 100% humans have been eating meat forever. Mm-hmm. You're not buying it. I got to tell her.
I think humans eat bugs,
Sure, they
which
eat
is a
bugs.
meat. I think humans should be eating more vegetables. I feel like my teeth. Okay, I don't know how your teeth is, white man, but my teeth like eating vegetables better than meat. But the way my intestines work, the way that the bacteria is set up in my body, the parasites in my body, likes fried chicken and likes baked chicken.
Yeah.
And loves that chicken, that rotisserie. When it's all smoky and stuff and it's just spinning, the juice dripping off
Oil's
of it.
popping out the
and I just
side.
want to lick the skin when it's all, crisp
So
and everything.
juicy.
We know.
I don't like blood. I do like red meat. meat, but mostly just beef.
Where are you at on steak?
Well done. I don't want it to look like it's on its period at all. If I cut into it and anything pink come out, I don't want it.
You're out.
I'm done. I don't even want to eat
Wrap
it. I'm
on
going to
that
eat
steak.
around all the burn parts. I like my meat hard.
Right. Hard and not red.
Should we let people in on what has happened?
I think they might have been able to reverse engineer what happened, but poor Tiffany
I
was
know.
en route to the attic and got into an accident and was spun around violently. And we don't know one another, despite you think might have met at an NFL event. But putting that aside, I don't think we know each other. So I said, I'll come pick you up.
I think we actually met. I wanted to say, but then I don't want to hurt your feelings. But I think we was in jail together.
Okay, well, that's a
I
lot
could
more
see
likely than us
that.
being at an NFL
Yeah, I think I
event.
seen you. Or I really want to say I seen you at this dope dealer's house that I used to date, but I don't know.
Hold on.
Shit, that's probably true.
That also is true.
That's what I really want to say, but I didn't want to put you on blast. But since you said you was an addict, I said, fuck it.
Oh, yeah, we go
Yeah.
full.
Listen, you know where we may have met, actually? Is at a Casa event. Have you been to
Yes,
Casa?
that's exactly
that's
where it
where
was.
it's at.
It was an
that's
event. I knew it
Yep.
was a lot of
I
people.
hosted the Casa banquet maybe 5 years in a row.
And I performed at it.
Yes.
It was in the beginning, right when Girls Trip took off.
Yep. And you told your story. Mm-hmm. That's what was weird. That actually solves everything because going into researching you, I don't know your story, but for some reason I knew it. Why do I know she was in foster care and shit? So I think it was the Casa event.
It was a Casa event.
Very different from an NFL
And we
event.
kissed in the mouth.
Yes, we did. I said, please don't tell my wife. And you said, I will never tell anyone until I'm on your podcast.
Yeah, and then I kissed your wife in the mouth.
Yeah.
And we saved so many foster kids.
Yes, so many lives. Okay, so
Okay.
you were in a car accident.
Yep.
I went and picked you up. There was an incredibly handsome guy, Justin, helping. When you show up at an accident like I just did, there's so many people around. And I'm trying to figure out who's she with? Was she in the car with anyone?
I was by myself.
Who's this handsome guy? There's some fans. It's a different
Oh,
experience when
no.
you're famous and you get in a car accident.
I was trying to decide if I was going to act like I was fucked up.
For them.
Yeah, when the car spun around, I was sitting there, I was trembling a little bit, and I was like, where did my phone go? Because it flew out of the holder, and it hit me in the arm and the leg, and I was like, where's the phone? And then I picked the phone up off the floor, and then I was like, let me try to get the car out of the middle of the road, and thank God nobody was coming from the other direction.
Yeah, because you got knocked into oncoming traffic,
Oh,
and
God.
thankfully there was no traffic.
And so I tried to push the car over. It did not want to go. I was like, come on, Tiffany, you can do it. Get over there to the side of the road, girl. And I pushed her over, and you hear the car go,
Yeah. It fought. There was a big, long rubber mark where you had driven it down the road with 3 wheels.
And if you paid attention, you could see the spin in the middle. And I didn't step on the brake either because you know they say don't pound on the brake. I just
During
took
a
my
crash?
feet- Take your feet off.
You had the wherewithal during that to go like, I want to brake, but I'm not going to brake. I find
Yeah.
that hard to believe.
You think I broke? I'm telling you, I had taken enough race car classes. I went like this.
Feet all the way up.
Just kind of relaxed. Ah, shit, they hit me.
Drunk drivers always live because they're loose.
Bug.
Okay. So you had a moment, though, where you were thinking about acting super injured?
Yeah. So my first thought was jump out this car, cuss these motherfuckers out.
Right.
That was my first thought. You motherfuckers, you didn't hear me honking at you? How do you stop? That's what I wanted to do. Then I was like, fuck, you're famous. Do not behave that way. That's inappropriate. And then I see the guy get out the car and he's walking towards me and he's like, are you okay? He's like, oh shit, I hit my favorite person. And I'm holding the phone and I'm like, who do I call first? Who do I call first? And I'm trembling and I'm like, did I fuck this guy before? Do I know him?
Okay.
And I'm like trembling. I'm looking at him walking up and I'm like, maybe I bought weed from him back in the day.
You're forgetting that he knows you from television?
I'm just wondering, do I know him?
Okay.
Right.
And he kept saying, are you all right? Are you good? And I rolled the window down and I said, I guess, maybe.
That's good. Non-committal. Now you can go either way.
I'm trembling though. So I'm like, okay, trembling is good. You're releasing trauma. And I'm like, should I get out of this car limping? Do I even want to limp? Tiffany, your ass do hurt because you've been doing all them bar classes. You've been really working them booty
You're
muscles.
sore.
Punishing them, really.
Yeah, well, I'm just building them. I'm trying to melt the cellulite and the fascia.
Yeah.
And I'm like, do you want to do this? And then I'm like, no, always operate out of honesty and truth. It's a lot of adrenaline rushing. You don't know how you're going to feel in 3 hours. Because I dead bugged. I like, let everything go. I sat there for a minute, and then the dude walked up, the handsome guy, Justin.
Very handsome.
And I'm like, I know him. I just don't know why I know him. And then he walks over to the window. He goes, you okay? Tiffany, right? And I was like, yes. I called my sister first. You're going to have to let the PR people know. You're going to have to let this person know. You're going to have to let that person know. She's like, shit, I'm coming to get you. Where you at? And then I was like, you got to call these. She's like, I'm going to call this person first. And I'm like, shoot. Okay. She's like, but are you alive? I'm like, I called you. I think I'm fine. So far, I feel pretty okay. And then he's like, do you need a ride? I'll take you. And I was like, why do I know your face? I do know you. And he was like, from the Comedy Store. And I was like, bet. That's exactly where I know you from. And I was like, oh, and I done hit on you a few times, so I apologize.
Okay, right. Again, he was inordinately handsome to be helping on this. It seemed like it was cast in a movie. It's a meet cute. Also, he was in tremendous shape. The first thing I said to him as I walked up is, boy, you're handsome. And what shape you're in. And he's 52.
He's 52.
Did you miss all that?
Yeah, I missed all of that. When I saw him, I did gush a little bit, and not from my face or anything. Like little blood came out.
Okay.
And my
Okay.
ovaries turned.
Okay.
No, not about to. It started.
Oh,
it started this morning. I
It's
woke
here.
up in the blood. I woke up in the blood this morning, and then I got out and I walked around to see the damage, and I was just looking. I said, "Damn, you fucked my shit up." And the guy goes, "But are you okay?" And then I turned around and looked into the bushes and said, "Why every time on my period, always some bullshit happen on day one?
Yeah,
The fuck? On day one?
I know.
The devil is too busy. Take a vacation." And then I turned around and looked back at the guy and said, "It's just a car. Are you okay?"
Right, you got your senses.
That's nice.
Yeah, you let off a little steam.
You jumped a lot of hurdles to get to a
Baby,
nice
because
place.
if this was 2003, if it was 1998, I might have pulled a bat out and been like, "I'm going to fuck your ass up fucking up my car that Tyler Perry gave me." But I didn't do that.
Yeah. You wouldn't have had
I'm
insurance.
impressed.
You would have had a whole host of other
No, I would've
problems
had
in 90.
insurance.
In 98? In the Geo Metro?
I had insurance.
Oh, my shit was constantly uninsured.
I don't know. My shit was insured. It was $12. It was a 1995 Geo Metro. That shit was not that expensive.
Yeah. I had a Metro as well.
Yeah.
So dependable. Do you at all regret letting it go? I feel like you should have kept it just so you could look at it every now and then.
I know where it's at. It don't work,
Can we
though.
get it?
We could get
I'm
it and
being
restore
sincere
it.
because I let my Honda Civic go. That little car got me everywhere and I was broke. And I'm like, I need to bring that little guy up.
I had over 1 million miles on it.
No, you should have been in a commercial with it.
Over 1 million miles.
God bless the Geo
It was like
Metro.
1,000,005.
We got to get that car.
I know exactly where it's at.
Every now and then, you should go out and sit in it and then like really internalize where you're at.
I used to sit in it and cry. It used to be my cry space.
After you already made it?
Mm-hmm.
Over what generally? Any old thing or
Any
the
old
same thing?
Usually the first day of my period. Usually first day of my period, something crazy happens.
We caught you on a hell of a day.
Yeah, you did.
Day one of the
'Cause it
period.
was supposed to start 2 more days, but I guess that eclipse fucked my shit
did.
up. Threw
Did
my
that
cycle off.
throw things off
Oh, yeah,
for you?
it messes everyone's periods up. Are you a water sign?
No, I'm a fire sign.
Oh, I could see that.
What does that mean? Oh, I know your birthday. You're December 3rd.
1900 and none of your fucking business. No, 1970.
79. I'm 75. Now, listen, what's really ironic is really within that car accident, everything I've learned about you today is at play. One is, like, when I go into 7-Eleven and shit's going off, I love it. When there's like 2 crazy people screaming at each other, and maybe the guy's going to come from around the corner, or maybe I'm going to be in the middle of it. I'm an arousal junkie from the trauma. I'm good in these situations. And so you're in this chaotic situation, but you're like, oh yeah, take my foot off the brake. I feel this way, but this shaking's going to pass. Like, part of it is you're trained for this. Some other people would be like screaming, losing their mind. They wouldn't be on the phone. It'd take them 35 minutes to get their shit together. And you're kind of rolling through it. It's telling.
Yeah, I've been through a lot of shit.
And do you find that you're pretty calm when shit's going sideways?
Yeah, from what I remember from therapy and all the classes I've taken over the years, you're not supposed to react to things. You respond. First sign of mental illness is when you react to situations as opposed to responding to them.
Right. You hopping out of the car screaming would be a reaction.
And that's a mental illness.
Yeah. And that would have been my very first desire, to get out and defend myself, basically.
Yeah, but he didn't jump out of the car coming at me aggressively. They didn't like try to pull off and leave.
But you were doing your thing, and another human being that you have no control over changed the course of your day. And for me, it means more than just that thing. It's back to the million times I thought I was just doing my day, and other motherfuckers changed the course of my day. So it goes straight back to a feeling that's not even a car accident.
Right. Is the side of my face swollen right now?
No.
Do you feel it? Do you feel it
Can I
expanding?
tell you what you're going to feel tomorrow? It's not going to be your butt or your
It
back.
hurts.
It does?
Maybe the phone hit my face
Oh,
too.
shit. Do you want ice? We could get you some.
Do you want to go home?
No,
I'll drive you home.
no, because I'm just going to sit around and cry.
Okay, well then stay here. But you know what's going to hurt tomorrow, which doesn't hurt at all right now. I've been with you now for 45 minutes, and you've listed a bunch of different things. Your back hurt, but then that might be your period, you decided.
Yeah, I decided that's my cycle.
Tomorrow morning, you're going to go, oh, my neck is sore. because you got hit from the side and you spun. What really happened that you have no memory of it is your head went like that. There's just no way it didn't.
And maybe my head hit my shoulder really
Well,
hard.
that could have happened, yeah.
I think Rob's probably going to get you ice.
Oh, okay.
Because the side of my face hurts.
Let's get to
That
this right now.
sucks.
It's throbbing.
Do you hate the idea of someone getting you ice?
A little bit. When you said he's going to get you ice, I kind of was like,
No.
I didn't want to say, like, don't do that. But you know what? I probably need it.
Yeah, that's another hurdle. That's
One of my things
good.
I wrote down.
You figured it out?
Well-
I don't like people doing shit for me. I hate surprises.
Also, you don't want to be pitied.
No, I hate that.
This is the sentence I read where I was like, okay, I know you. You had an 8th miscarriage and you didn't want to tell any of your friends because you didn't want them calling you. Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? Now, there's 2 versions of that. One is you just hate being pitied. My thing is I have to be indomitable and strong as fuck. If I'm not and people don't think that about me at all time, they're going to try to take advantage of me.
People going to try to take advantage of you regardless. That's not it.
But if someone was to feel bad for you, what would that mean?
That I can't heal.
That you're weak. No?
I don't want to even say that word. Why you say that word?
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, it's not true. It
But
doesn't mean you're
I know
weak.
it doesn't mean I'm weak, but they treat you that way. Do you have a charger in here just in case my phone dies? It's on 1%.
Oh, yeah.
That'll be another thing we'll send Rob
Yeah,
for.
we'll send him to do.
He's going to be busy. We've all been busy. I've never picked a guest up. This is kind of fun
It
and
was
novel for me.
really-
And I'm not going home in an Uber because they kidnap people.
No, I'll take you home.
yeah.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Yeah, I'll take you out to dinner. Some
You don't
fried
gotta take me
chicken.
out to dinner.
Chicken.
We're
I
going to
mean,
dinner.
if it's Popeyes.
We'll hit
Yeah.
Langers.
You called on your own, which I do want to tell people, because most people in your situation who are famous, who get in a car accident, are coming to a podcast. One would probably just forget the podcast, who cares? Second group would tell their publicist, hey, I got in a car accident. I obviously can't go to this thing. Tell them. You called yourself.
Because I knew they wouldn't call you guys.
But that's so nice.
Did anybody call you guys?
You did, but I do think the assistant texted or called or something. But also, you called, you said specifically, hey, I got in this car accident, and I'll still do it. And I was overhearing this like, are you kidding me?
I'm not bleeding. I'm not broken.
But
I
that's
can still talk and communicate.
tough.
And if something happens, if I do have a concussion or I do have like internal bleeding going on besides my regular normal bleeding, can you get me a charger as well, love? Thank you so much. iPhone, yes, thank you.
Well, there's 2 different kind of charge ones. Do you have the newest one with the new charger thing or the conventional?
Probably this
It's
one.
conventional. Here, you can take the whole thing. It's a little heavy. It's for weightlifting.
It's to build my booty. I do squats
My
with
other
that phone.
purse. Oh, that feels so good right now.
So maybe it did hit your face.
It seems like you did.
Okay, we shouldn't eat meat.
Okay.
If you had a concussion, we would be here to then take you to the hospital, I guess.
Oh my God, I hate going to the hospital.
Yeah.
Can we just do hospital stuff here?
Dax would love to perform surgeries.
Well, you got to start with just a general physical to assess where you're at.
No pap smear. You're not putting a finger in my booty. Where were we at before he handed me the ice
I was
pack?
talking about how much I hate if anyone thinks I'm weak. If you assess me as weak, then you'll be confident enough to try to take advantage of me.
But people try to take advantage anyways.
People prey on people that they think are vulnerable.
Is that why you're so muscular and buff?
Yeah.
You even walk, your posture is like, I'll
Scary.
Donkey Kong punch you in the head.
Yeah, that's all from that. That's stepdads that were violent and boys that were violent and all that stuff. And I'm sending a message to the world. The tattoos, everything's transparent. Move on to someone else. There's an easier target.
Yeah, this is not the one.
That's all I need you to know. I'll fight back. There's someone else that won't. Pick them.
I'll fight back too, and I'll enjoy it. That's the problem. That's what I'm working
We
on.
would be the worst couple of all time.
Let me tell you something about men in relationships. I do not argue with men. Now, I may say some smart ass shit that's gonna piss you off, but I will not yell and scream with you. If you're
But
yelling and screaming at me,
2 people in a relationship, neither can be soft, weak, and vulnerable. That's a recipe for.
one has to be, and I will be, but I will say the slickest, most fucked up shit that's gonna hit your soul, and it's gonna hit you on the inside.
2 days later.
You'll be like,
Oh, fuck. I just heard what she said.
Yeah.
It
I
just
didn't do the math.
resonated.
That was evil.
She penetrated my spirit with that one.
What's the longest you've been with a guy?
5 years.
Well, you were married. Was that your longest?
I guess, yeah. Do fuck buddies count?
No.
No? Okay,
No.
then 5 years.
And that's with the ex-husband?
Yeah.
Since then, what's the longest?
2 years.
Do you have a pattern that you've noticed that generally spells the end?
Yeah, usually at the 9-month mark.
Do you start losing interest at the 9-month mark?
Especially if he's never taken me anywhere, no trips, no nothing. Because I don't like surprises. I'm not super big on gifts, but I like adventure. So that's quality time. I like touch. I like super groping and shit, but a nice pat on the back.
You want to connect physically with the person you love.
Look in my eyes when you're talking to me. Let me know that you hear me. I like kind words. I'm easy. Cheap as fuck. You cook a meal, I cook a meal. Maybe you don't cook at all. You cut up some onions for me or something. I think that's so fucking awesome. Wash my car, I'm wet. I think that's super romantic. He washed the dishes, clean up something. Oh, acts of service, fix something for me. I'm sucking your dick.
You
Simple
heard
shit.
it here.
That's a good playbook for any dude who
Yeah.
wants to take Tiffany out.
That's right.
Acts of service, man, that's hot.
So acts of service is interesting. That's what my wife's love language is.
It's a lot of women's love language.
Yeah, I think that they want to receive that. I'm verbal affirmation. I want to hear,
Good words.
I want to be told that you like me. Too much, probably. And my wife's a genius because she has figured out to just give me just a hair less than I want. And then I've been intrigued for 17 years. So are you an arousal junkie? My therapist said to me once, because I was also reading your history with antidepressants, and it was virtually identical to what I experienced.
You have vaginal dryness?
The Sahara.
That is a common
I couldn't
side
even get
effect.
It's just dust. Just
yeah. Did you see Dune? It was shot in my pussy when I was on Paxil. I made a ton of money on location rental.
hilarious.
But what I felt, and I learned the term of while I was on it, was blunting or bunting. Where it's like I was sitting on a river in North Carolina that I have sat at many, many times, and I know how it's supposed to smell, and I know how it's supposed to feel. And I'm like, where did it all go? And then I went off of it a couple years ago, and my current therapist, he's like, yeah, that makes total sense. You are an arousal person. You like smells and sounds and excitement and thrills, and that's what keeps you alive.
Highs.
I like what I see. Kind of like a little chaos. My bedroom proves that. It's a mess. So many things, so many knickknacks, so many clothes. I love clothes.
Me too.
I hate hanging them. Like if a man came into my life and said, I'm going to fold your clothes and put them away for you, I'm sucking his dick straight up.
Yeah, while he's folding.
Look at you made this space on the bed for you. This is your space, and I'm going to suck your dick for that. Because I will wash the clothes.
But you
I
don't
will
wanna
put the clothes
hang
in a
them or-
basket. I will pour them on a guest bed, or I'll pour them on my bed first. And then I like to snuggle up to them. They smell so good. And
Warm.
Yeah, warm and stuff. And I'll take a nap in them.
Roll around in them like a kitten.
I do roll around in them. Then I will fold them eventually.
They're like your babies.
and put them in their space. And then I never put them away.
Yeah.
I just start getting dressed right from the bed.
Monica's got a very similar relationship with it, and she loves clothes, and she buys so many clothes.
I love clothes. I do also just throw them all over the place. But it's interesting because I was just talking to my friend about this who has a very chaotic mind. She is all over the place. She has ADHD, and her space is very clean, which I found shocking because my brain is very organized. It reversed.
Counterintuitive.
Yes, it was almost like I can live in a messy space because
It won't
my brain-
overwhelm you.
It won't overwhelm me,
Yeah.
and hers is the opposite.
I relate to her. I have anxiety from how much shit is crooked and out of place.
It doesn't
But I
bother
feel
me.
comfortable in
Me
clutter a little
too.
bit. I feel snuggly.
Cozy.
Yeah, cozy.
We got it.
That is it. Comfort in the chaos.
And I'm also always single, and I do wonder if it is a little bit that where
yeah,
it's
because
like
I don't want to let him in my
lived
space.
Yeah.
Look, let me tell you something. A man hasn't been in my bedroom since 2017. Okay, a man hasn't been in my bed, the bed that I like to sleep in,
Yeah.
since 2017. But I will fuck them in the guest room, on the couch, in the kitchen, on the left seat.
Because you're not letting anyone into that space unless they're...
That's my space. It's my den. I get so mad when something breaks in the bathroom. I'm like, let me figure out how to fix it myself. And if I can't fix it myself, then I'm like, okay, let me organize my room. Let me clean my room and have the plumber come in, fix this bathroom, and then get the fuck out of here. And I'm like messing shit up immediately.
It's your nest.
Yeah, my nest.
Can we start at the beginning a little bit?
Yeah.
Born in South Central, but moved out to San Bernardino County. What age?
When I was 6 or 7.
Okay, there's a lot of parallels. Geo Metro, SMC. So dad leaves at 3. By the way, he's from a country I'd never heard of, and I think I know geography.
Eritrea, right next to Ethiopia.
Have you ever heard of Eritrea?
No, but I'm not very good at geography.
I was like, there can't be a country I'd never heard the name of until today.
It's only 32 years old now, I think, maybe.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so that helps. It was part of Ethiopia. How did mom meet him?
She was banking at Founders Bank, Buckingham and Martin Luther King. He was working at the gas station across the street. He was sitting on a bus stop. She thought he was a guy that she had met at a convention and Told him to get in the car.
She's like, I'll give you a ride. I know you from the
She's
convention.
like, what are you doing on the bus stop? Get in the car. Where are you going? Get in the car. Get in the car. He gets in the
I probably thought
car.
he was about to get molested.
And then he starts talking. She's like, wait a minute. You're not who I thought you were.
Because he has a thick accent.
Yeah, and he had a shirt on that said Michael, and the guy that she met, his name was Michael.
Oh.
Michael's not his actual name. That was the shirt they had at the gas station.
So how long were they together?
For about 4 years. Within 6 months of them meeting, she was pregnant with me.
He was fertile. Well, they were
Yeah,
both
but she
fertile.
lost her virginity to him.
Oh, she did? How old was she?
That's what she say.
Sure.
21.
Nope.
Well, no, maybe.
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 She was a
Maybe.
Jehovah's Witness. And she
Okay.
said she only was with him and then my stepdad are the only two men she's ever been with. We try to catch her slipping up, like get her to tell stories. Those are the only two men she talks about.
So he leaves. Do we know why?
Yeah, because he was selling green cards illegally and he was on the run ever since for like 27 years.
Until he was found for your wedding.
So my ex-husband, I met him on a cruise and I thought he was too old for me and kind of gross from the telephone conversations, right? And then I had changed my number. Cut to years go by and I'm on Who's Got Jokes. He sees me on Who's Got Jokes and he starts looking for me. He finds my number. He finds me. He's a private investigator, so like, he
Ooh,
can find
that's
anybody.
helpful.
Oh, wow.
He calls me. I remember who he is. I'm like, dang, if you could find me, maybe you could find my daddy because I had been looking. And that's what we bonded over on the boat. He's telling me he's a private investigator. And I was like, let's just change numbers so you can find my dad. But he never found my dad back then. And then on the first phone conversation, I was like, if you could find my dad, I'll give you whatever you want. And I'm thinking like, I'll go on a few dates with him, maybe give him a little ass, something, you know, just
Sure.
whatever.
A little something.
$200, whatever.
Yeah, whatever it takes.
And so then he said, well, if I find your dad, I want you to marry me. I laughed super hard and said, sure, okay, whatever. You're not going to find him because I ain't found him all this time. And then over the course of 3 weeks, he was getting in my head. I was 26 at the time. I was young, dumb,
How old was he?
38. He was running game on me, but I was falling in. By the time we hit the 3-week mark, I'm in love. You know, this man is in my brain. Once he felt confident in that, then he had my dad call me.
Wow. That's a move.
There was a dude that knew my dad that called me and talked to me first. And then that dude gave my dad the phone number, and then my dad called me.
Did you have a lot of resentment?
I wanted to resent him so bad. I was planning, when I first see him, I'm going to kick him in the balls. Why you didn't take care of me? Why would you abandon me? Every man in my life has abandoned me and left me.
I got this fucking pattern you gave me now.
I wanted to be so mean to him, but as soon as I heard his voice, it's like my whole soul knew. All that went away, and I was just so happy to hear his voice. The little girl in me is like, Daddy, Daddy, Daddy,
Yeah.
Daddy. It felt so good. That was a good high. My soul was like, okay, this is good.
Isn't it fucking wild how we're linked
wild.
like that because we're half of them and it's just what it is?
Yeah.
Biology.
And a part of me didn't want it to be true because I had this fantasy of who he was and what he was doing. And the fantasy's always better than the real life.
You had 23 years to work up some stories.
Stay tuned for more Armchair Expert, if you dare.
Now, for me growing up without a dad in the house and around, I was really susceptible to masculinity. That was the hole that it left for me. What is it for a girl?
I didn't know how to be around men. I didn't know how to treat men. I didn't know how to really communicate with them.
Were you easily duped by them?
Always duped. But also I hung around a lot of boys, tomboyish and all this stuff, and taken advantage of a lot, manipulated a lot. But I was okay with that because I felt like, oh, I'm learning something.
Yeah, you have such a positive spin on
I'm
everything.
learning things. I know next time that ain't going to happen. And then it might happen again, but in a different way. Maybe I see the flags. I know this is going to happen, but he's kind of fine. Fuck it.
Yeah, I've already dealt with the fallout of this before,
Yeah,
and
so
I
won't
lived.
be hurt over it. It's going to be exciting. It'll be a story to tell.
You go to San Bernardino County.
Yeah, we moved to Pomona first, and then we moved to Colton.
You already had the stepdad, or mom met the stepdad there?
I already had the stepdad and a little brother by the time we moved to Colton, and my other sister was born.
They end up having 4 children together, 2 boys and 2 girls. Mm-hmm. And what do you think about him?
I think he's damaged. He went through a lot, probably growing up. I don't know everything that he went through, but I think he wanted to be a good person. I think he wants to do good things.
Did he have addiction stuff?
Yeah, and that's none of my damn business.
I only ask about him because mom gets in a really bad car accident. You said at one point you're under the belief he cut her brakes. Mm-hmm. You're being very generous about how much you like this guy.
But you're being
Did I
compassionate.
say I liked
No,
him? I didn't say I liked him.
You did not say that.
I don't hate him either. I think people do things or say things because they're going through something. They think it's going to be a great idea. It ain't necessarily going to be that. And when I sit back and look at it all, Would my life have been better if that didn't happen? Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe I'd be the most unhappy bitch with dysfunctional parents. I still got dysfunctional parents, but their dysfunctions created my greatness. I do believe that we get to choose who we born to. And maybe I'm wrong, but I like to believe in this fantasy because I think everybody has a purpose. Even if you're here for one day, there's some reason that you got to come in and do whatever you're supposed to do and get out. And you can change your purpose and all that. And I feel like I would never have fulfilled all the things I fulfilled up to this point and been the influence that I've been and helped others the way I've helped them had I not had those three major players around me. If I didn't come through my actual biological father and my biological mother, and had she not been with him, who knows? She was very good with money, very smart businesswoman, so charming, so everything. And I love her very much, but I don't know what came back out of that accident.
She changed radically after that.
Yeah, and it was scary.
She was diagnosed with schizophrenia, but you also feel like it's kind of CTE.
That's what I feel like it is.
But when she came out of that accident, she had a radical kind of shift in her personality, and she got really kind of dangerous to be around.
Very dangerous to be around.
I just want to say one thing, because I really feel like you do, by the way, which is I love my life so much, and I'm so happy with it, that I would never fuck with anything that happened. Getting molested, I'll keep it because I love where I landed. I don't want one of the things to have been not there. But I also can look at it and go, whoop, that was wild. I can have both. I can have judgment over it and gratitude for it.
I don't know if I'm at the place where I wouldn't have made adjustments. I wish I had the guidance to maybe not fall into some of the things that I fell into, to know how to let go of things. I think my room is evident of me not letting go of things or not letting go of certain emotions or feelings for people. And I'm trying to apply this rule that I learned in home economics, when in doubt, throw it out. I'm so good with food, and I'm getting better now with relationships. And I'm still working on my clothes and certain knickknacks because I don't have no doubts about that. I like this shit. This mine.
You went into foster care at 13. So like everything that you had, that you define yourself by, that gives you comfort, you got a clean slate at 13 of you've got now nothing to represent who you are. So fucking A, you want your shit. And it means a lot to you because you have it now. And you've lost it before. Your life disappeared once. So of course.
Yeah.
That's okay.
But I would like to clear my space.
You can do it slowly.
And then I pour more shit in there.
What you would have to believe, and this is this thing I'm trying to do, I'm trying to get to a place where like, no one's coming for me. No one's going to try to victimize me. I have got to accept where I'm really at. And so I feel like what would be similar is like, no one's ever going to take your shit, which is hard to believe, isn't it?
Man, somebody stole all the pennies and dollars and money I had in my Hello Kitty piggy bank. I felt like they had snatched a piece of my spirit. And it had to be somebody I know. And I felt so violated. And it could have been 3 people. It could have been my dad. It could have been the bitch that I let stay in my house with her daughter. So it could have been her daughter, so 4 people. Or it could have been my boyfriend at the time.
But this was as an adult.
This is as an adult. And I think it was my boyfriend at the time because he also stole my vacuum cleaner. He mailed my vacuum cleaner to his house. Who does that?
Yeah, that's stealing
There's
for the
something
emotion
there.
behind it.
Because I got a hunch he didn't love vacuuming.
I don't know.
What if he loved
Did you notice he
vacuuming so
loved
much?
vacuuming?
No. I had went on Instagram and said, man, I would love this vacuum cleaner. And somebody sent me one of the vacuum cleaners, and then one of my homegirls bought me the vacuum cleaner too. And he could have just asked me for it, I would have gave it to him. But I was thinking, oh, I'll give this to my mom and my sister, this other one, and we'll have twin vacuum cleaners.
You're matching
The house
vacuums.
And this motherfucker stole it, sent it to himself. And then the Hello Kitty bank wasn't like somewhere out in the open. It was in a box, under some wigs, in the back of a closet. So whoever did it had time, and they was digging. And I know he'd be digging because he was going through old text messages on the iPad.
He was controlling and jealous.
Yeah, it's fucking weird.
Ugh.
And couldn't fix shit. I had to put my own damn bidet in.
Oh, my. That's a good skill.
You can't put this bidet in for me?
He's too busy vacuuming.
Yeah, he just loved
He didn't vacuum
vacuuming.
shit, didn't wash no dishes, didn't help pay a light bill or nothing. I'm like, go back to your house. You're not even helping pay a bill. Where's the service? Eating my ass is not going to be enough.
It's something, but it's not enough.
It's not enough. Anybody will do that.
You're in foster for 2 years-ish?
Yeah.
What's the darkest period? Is it being with mom and seeing this like person you don't recognize anymore?
Yeah, that's the most fear.
Is going to live with grandma a sweet spot at all?
It was, but it was also scary too because mom had more access. A lot of fights and stuff. Because I didn't know how to deal with her. She didn't know how to deal with me. And then I'm a teenager at this point, and I'm like, feeling myself. And I'm taking care of my sisters and brothers really good and being helpful to my grandma. So there were some issues.
Was Woodland Hills an adjustment? What's the vibe in Woodland Hills?
At that time, it was very valley. Even the Latinos there, I feel like they were trying not to be Latino. Everybody was trying to be what they saw on Nickelodeon. But then there was this small group of like black kids that were like, fuck that shit, Crip, blood. Very small group of black kids like that. I mean, very small, maybe 5. But the whole school was maybe 3% black. And my whole thing was, I'm going to make friends with everybody and get people to help me do my homework and help me get through this shit because I'm not smart enough to get through. I'm dumb. I'm
What
stupid.
an ironic thing to say. But you've already figured out you can regulate mom by being funny.
Yeah.
You can diffuse things. You can let the tension out. It becomes a really useful skill for survival.
It is a tool to survive, a shield, if you will.
Yeah, and you become the mascot of the school. So you're class clowny.
Yep.
Well, no wonder you're addicted to laughter.
It's safe.
If
It's
it literally was there
safe.
for survival.
You don't see a lot of people beating somebody and laughing at the same time.
They got to be really, really
Fucking
psychotic.
Super
Yeah, if they
psychotic.
got a
Like,
hard on and they're laughing.
that's
Raging
more of a-
boner.
That's like
and
a
a
Texas chainsaw.
It's more of a cackle.
Maniacal
A
laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beating and laughing, that's not someone sane. Pure evil is laughing and hitting you at the same time. Most people are not evil.
Yeah.
Right.
Most of the time when they hitting you, it's
Yeah, some swearing.
listen to me when I tell you to do this thing.
Yeah, they do. They start punctuating their movements to their sentence.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're right. And you're also dyslexic. And obviously, your life is so fucking busy with the 4 kids, the trying to modulate mother. You're in and out of places. So clearly, you didn't get any help, I'm guessing. I think I was super late at 5th grade. I learned to read in 5th grade, finally. But you were in high school and you really still can't read.
I'm like on a 2nd or 3rd grade level of reading. And I'm just looking at the shape of words and guessing what they are. I felt stupid. I just knew I was stupid.
It's
I
so
thought
fucking
it. I
crazy
believed it.
talking to you that you could convince yourself of that.
But everybody would say it. You so stupid. Girl, you stupid as hell. You gotta be the stupidest motherfucker I know. Damn, you dumb.
And you're so fast, it's
Yeah.
crazy. You're actually brilliant.
Thank you.
The notion that this little girl would not know she's brilliant is like a fucking
But if
travesty.
everybody is like, that's why you
Yeah.
gotta be careful how you talk to kids. They're listening and you help paint their world. And I didn't realize that they're stupid was saying I was funny.
Right.
That word is used to be funny too. In fact, black folks use it a ton. When I make black
Yeah.
girls laugh, they always call me stupid.
Yeah, they go, you so stupid.
Yes.
Damn, you dumb as hell.
Yes.
You dumb than a motherfucker.
Yes.
Like, I am dumb, huh?
Because you were
I am
already
stupid.
thinking that, or in your head, you're like, I
'cause
can't
was
even
already
read.
Confused.
Yeah.
I hate to feel confused.
It's scary,
I hate
right?
that fucking feeling. My sister's like, you really just a control freak. I'm not a control freak. I just don't want to feel confused. Because I don't like surprises. Because you're trying to confuse me, and then I'm going to get all like, ugh.
And then they're going to pull the rug out. The shoe's going to drop.
I hate that shit.
So you start doing comedy at 17.
16.
Okay, 16 or 17, you
Yeah,
go to
16
the
about
Laugh.
to be 17.
You go to the Laugh Factory. You got like a counselor.
Social worker.
Yeah, let's not dress it up. It's not a counselor. It's a social worker.
Yeah, counselor is something completely separate.
I ended up getting in that court order just after.
But basically, he or she gives you a choice. Go to the Laugh Factory. This is why. I mean, again, when you look back at your stories, like some of these things are impossible that someone would have said that to you.
No, she gave me a choice.
Do you have gratitude for this woman?
Yeah, great gratitude. I ended up calling her and thanking her. And she's like, I just remember you being the nicest, sweetest little girl. And you kind of knew what you wanted to do. And you always made your way to go do it. We would tell you no, and you would figure out a way to make it happen. I wanted to go to Hell Middle School. And they were like, no, you got to go to this school. And I'm like, no, I'm going to Hell Middle School. I would catch the RTD at the time. It was an RTD back in the day. The public transport. It'd take 3 hours to get there. I did not care. I'm going to this school. And the police kept coming to get me and stuff, or the social worker would come and get get me. Like, you're delinquent. You got to go to this school. And then I went in front of the judge, said, this is the school I want to go to, and this is why. And he's like, hey, let her go to that school.
Why does everyone care?
Most of these kids don't even want to go to school. Whatever school you want to go to, you can go to that
We're
school.
happy you want to go to school because you can't read. I don't know what you're going to do there.
Man, I had fun. I had fucking fun there. I had fun getting people to read to me, and I've exercised my memory skills and communication skills.
Do you have a great memory?
Pretty good. But it feels like once I started to really read, it started going down. It dwindled away.
My theory on it is most dyslexics I know have a really, really good memory for oral stuff. So like anything I've heard, because that's the only way you were going to get the info.
Yeah,
You
that's
tell
why I
me a
love
story,
audiobooks.
like if I run into you in 12 years, I will remember most of this story.
Same here. I love audiobooks. I love taking newspaper articles and dropping it in Speechify. Or I used to have that thing. Remember back in the early 2000s where they had that pen that you could graze across the words and it would speak in a robot voice and just speak it out loud to you?
No, I never had that.
You didn't have that?
No.
I saved my money up to get that. It was $56 and I got that
Wow.
bitch. And I would scan it across words and it would say those stuff out loud. And it made it easier for me to remember. Just hearing other people say something is just way easier for me than reading it.
That's why I did good in college, because mostly the professor tells you everything ultimately you got to know. And I would just remember everything they said out loud.
When they speak, do you like look at their mouth, look at how they move their body? When they say certain words, little ticks they do. And then
For
like
lots
I
of
can
reasons.
memorize all that
That's
shit.
interesting.
And then I could copy them later too.
What year were you at SMC?
It was 98, 99.
I was there in 98, and then I went to UCLA in 99 and 2000. We might have been wandering the campus
Were you
together.
in the drama classes?
Not at all.
I signed up for the theater program immediately, the Spanish class.
Ooh, I failed that one like so many times.
Man, I took Spanish so many damn times.
Can't
I
do
always
it.
got like a
It's
D
hard.
or a C.
That's better than I did. I had to go take it at West LA College because I couldn't pass it at SMC. I had to keep
Wow.
dropping it. Like I'd get to that day. I'm like, no,
Like,
we're not
can't
going
do
to
it.
pass this.
Ain't gonna
We
make
got to
this.
get
Ain't
out of
gonna do this.
here.
Ain't gonna do it.
So you start doing stand-up, and are you immediately comfortable up there?
Yeah, I felt safest up there. I had already won all these drama festivals. It was the Southern California, whatever, drama competitions. And I had won in monologues already. So I felt extremely comfortable. The safest place. Like, nobody can hurt me up here. There's a whole room full of witnesses if anybody tries
Yeah.
to do something. And I felt like the mastermind, tickling people's souls, getting them to smile, getting them to laugh. Even if they didn't laugh, just getting them to not make any sound whatsoever and just look at me. Even if they're just looking like, I'm like, they're not doing anything now.
Yeah, they're not
paying
aggressive.
attention. I'm getting attention and it's not negative. It doesn't hurt.
And so you have a long run of doing comedy, and you're on every show that was ever made in some period before you end up as a regular. You're on New Girl. You're on My Name is Earl. Between stand-up and doing the occasional role, were you making a living?
I was doing okay. I would have some months where it'd be like, oh shit, I don't know, I'm paying my rent. Let me try to talk to some more comedians. The one thing I did realize, especially in comedy, it's about relationships. If you want to make money in comedy, you need to be cool with other comedians. Most of my jobs have come from other comics because comedians evolve into writers, producers, showrunners, directors. They evolve into all these other things. And they also end up becoming promoters, bookers for clubs and different shows and stuff. So having those positive relationships created an opportunity for me to make money. So if my money was getting really, really low, and I'm like, oh shit, how am I going to pay my rent and this little car note for this raggedy car?
My million-mile metro.
Right. By then I had paid it off. Anyways, I would call different comics I knew that had rooms and be like, hey, do you need me to perform? Hey, can I open up for you? And a lot of times when I asked to open up for people, they would say, no, you can't open up for me, but I'm going to call such and such. You know, I'm like, oh, I ended up in the hospital. I got this crazy medical bill and my insurance isn't covering any of it. So I need help. I don't need you to give me money. Can you tell me where I can get some money? Or call up comedy clubs constantly asking for spots, you know, send cookies and make some dinner, bring it up to the bookers.
It seems like you have a good relationship with virtually every comedian. When does Kevin Hart enter your life?
Kevin Hart enters my life early when I was like 24.
You were like living in your car when you guys met?
I knew him before, and then I ended up living in my car.
Okay, the Geo Metro.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we were doing a comedy playground together at the Laugh Factory on Wednesday nights. And it was like comedy playground featuring Kevin Hart. And so we were his sidekicks. We'd do these sketches and we would tell jokes. And then they did this thing, Ask a Black Woman and Tiff Tips, me on stage by
I
myself.
want to hear a Tiff tip,
Me
actually.
too.
What was the angle?
Dirty Nails, Dirty D, get that thing away from me. You don't want to be you, Steve. Keep them things away from me.
So the Carmichael Show, that's your first series regular role, right?
Yes.
And does that change your life?
That does make a huge adjustment
You know,
to
you're
my
getting
life.
these amount of paychecks.
I was supposed to have this many episodes, and then they dropped down to this many episodes, and then like it might go up a few episodes. That first season was a little dicey. The second season was a lot better because they realized people like this character. And then the third season, they fell back on using my character as much. And I think that's because I got too expensive.
Sure.
Oh, sure.
But Lil Rel, we interviewed him in Toronto, and I like that dude so much.
That's like my bestie.
I had a
was
hunch.
great.
He's such a genuine, sweet soul. And we also interviewed Gerard, which was incredible. That was fun, too.
I love him too.
17's the wildest year of your life.
It was a fast year. My dad died that year. Girls Trip came out that year.
Your
my
book came out.
that
Wow.
year. My very first comedy special came out that year. It was a lot. Probably like 17 jobs that year.
Yeah, I guess that's the year I become aware of you. I remember being just an immediate, enormous fan of yours. Like, oh, this is a very special force of nature, and she's here now, and this will be fun.
Thank you.
You're one of those people where everyone thinks, not everyone, but a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, overnight success, never heard of her. Now she's in 20. I'm sure you've heard that a million times. It's so crazy how long it takes to get to, quote, overnight success.
Yeah, by 2017, you're 38. We left out hosting SNL and winning an Emmy for that. Mm-hmm. That is a radical fucking
I know. And I auditioned for that show 3 times and didn't get it. And now I know why. And I'm glad.
Why didn't you get it?
I would have imploded in that environment. It's a lot of pressure. I don't think I was mentally strong enough. I probably would have figured it out, but at first I would have fell to some really bad things. I wasn't ready. She was not ready. She was supposed to be the host, not the cast.
And win an Emmy for it. I mean, my God.
That part.
Pretty rad, too, to have auditioned, not got it, and then roll in as a host and be the best of the year and get an Emmy. That's also a cool move.
That's
That's
a
a great
story.
move.
yeah,
That's a
it's
great move.
Much better story.
Yeah, and to be the first African-American female stand-up comedian to host.
Yeah.
But let me repeat that. The very first
Wait, the first? Wait,
African-American Jewish stand-up comedian female to host.
Hold on, let's go again. Add
The very
dyslexic.
first dyslexic African-American Jewish female stand-up comedian to host.
Wow.
It's awesome.
Did you experience, because weirdly for me, when everything came true is when the addiction got the worst and when I was suicidal for the first time in my life. Because I had had this story about if I had this and I had that and I had that, I was going to finally feel good and I was going to feel safe and I was going to feel optimistic and we'd be good. And then I got all those things and I was like, I'm more scared than ever. Why didn't that fix everything? Did you have that moment?
My moment was a little different. If there is addiction, which I don't think there is, but I was drinking the most when I was married because I didn't have to be super responsible for myself. Like, because he said, I'm going to take care, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. So I'm like, well, fuck it then. You do it.
Right. I'll be back here tipping.
Yeah, I feel like that's when I was getting really bad. But once I got to that certain level of success that I'm like, okay, this is past where I wanted to be, but this is great. I wasn't sad because I'm where I want to be or this was not enough. I was sad because my mom can't really enjoy it the way I would like her to enjoy it. My grandma wasn't able to enjoy it the way I would have liked her to enjoy it. My father is gone, and my friends are acting different. It's gone from us helping each other and being there for each other to, give me this, Tiffany. Always hearing problems instead of laughing with each other and enjoying each other like we normally would. It was so funny the first time somebody was like, yeah, Tiffany, I need a little help. I need some help with some money. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. What you need? And I'm thinking they're going to say like how we've always said to each other, $100, $200 or something. They're like, yeah, I'm going to need like $20,000.
Oh my God.
Like, $20,000? The fuck?
I had the exact same moment, and the person said $56,000. And I go, what the fuck are you talking about? And they're like, oh, I had just gotten myself in all this debt. And I know if I could clear it out this way, I wouldn't have to pay the thing, and I'll pay you back. And I was like, 56 grand?
They won't pay you back, though.
No.
They'll never pay you back. And I've developed a policy. At first, my policy was, if you need this money, I will lend you half of the money. And if you can pay me back by my birthday, great. If you can't pay me back, I still love you. But you just never can ask me for money again.
This is my
That's
one-time
a pretty
investment.
lenient policy.
People started resenting me. They started being really mean and nasty to me. So then my new policy now is, I love you and I really value our friendship. I prefer you to be my actual friend. But if you need this money, then I'll give it to you.
But no, it's going to alter this.
Know that we probably won't be friends anymore because I don't want you to resent me.
Because they weirdly resent you.
Yeah, because
Yes,
there's a
because
power
you remind
dynamic.
them, too, that they owe. Every time they
Yeah, and
see
then
you,
they're getting like new shoes and shit, and you're like, new
I
cars.
saw you went on
and-
vacation. That's cool. That looked fun.
Yeah. And they say they're going to pay, I'm going to get the money. And it's like, okay, 4 years have gone by, bitch. And then they're like, new titties, new this, new that. Are those my titties? Tummy tuck, BBLs. Is that my ass? Is some of my money on that
You're
ass?
walking around with my ass.
Yeah.
Oof.
I felt just very disappointed in people. Already my expectations was very low for people before then because of all the stuff that happened as a teenager and in my 20s. But at that point, I'm holding an expectation for you at the bottom of the barrel and you just went underneath the fucking barrel. So now I'm like, zero expectation. I expect everyone to be a piece of shit at some point, but I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt, but I'm not going to let you get close enough to be the full piece of shit that you could potentially be.
So everyone's sort of at a tiny bit of an
Everybody
arm's
like
length.
this.
Yeah.
You don't
Which
think that's
is
a long way? I
hard.
think that's a little...
Because No, I kind of like this. I get to look at everybody and I can spend time over here, but I'm spending time at a distance. And what I love is I've developed this thing where once a month I have a game night and I invite all the people that I care about to the game night. And it's so many people that want some of my time, that want to spend one-on-one time with me and all this stuff. But it's too many people here now. So you get a little bit, you get a little bit, you get 5 minutes, you get 10, you might get 25. And we're playing games. And now if you want to ask me for money, you got to ask me in front of everybody.
Right.
If you want to ask me for some shit, you gotta ask me in front of everybody. Somebody's liable to come interrupt this conversation if you ask me for some weird ass shit.
But then who gets your secrets? Your sister? Who do you have in your life who you can just be
I don't
full?
keep no fucking secrets no more. Fuck secrets.
Well, that's also a good
Fuck
policy.
secrets.
Yeah.
Just say it all.
Well, yeah, I read a thing. So I'm like you in that I'll just say everything. And then I'll get compliments for being honest. But I also know that I don't deserve them so much. What's really happening with me, and I feel like it's the same with you, is I refuse to let anyone shame me.
I already lived in that all through my youth.
Right. So I'll just get it out there before you can even try to fucking shame me. Every time I shit my pants, I come in here on the podcast in front of millions of people. I say, shit my pants this morning.
You did?
Not today, but a lot of days.
Once a year I do.
Diarrhea?
Yeah, a little bit. It's
You got
never a
IBS?
full evac. I've never had a log in my pants.
The first time that happened to me was like the day after my 21st birthday. And I realized I can't drink brown liquor.
Oh, yeah. Alcohols.
The brown liquor is not good for me.
Yes, not gonna work. Not for your wardrobe.
No.
You like your clothes.
And I was at work, picked up a suitcase, and it came out, and I was wearing a thong. It was like, it cut the shit, spilled down my leg.
Oh.
And they would not let me go home. I had to rip the lining out of my uniform pants, throw my panties away,
Oh, it's so humiliating.
get rid of my socks. And they was trying to call me Doodoo Girl. Hey, Doodoo Girl. I'm like, what? You
Doo-doo
ain't call me
girl.
Dookie Girl. Doodoo Doo. I ain't perfect. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
You kind of are, though.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you're pretty
I've
radical.
been farting over here the whole time.
That's perfect.
You're
Okay.
falling in love with me. That's my love spell. Slowly.
Elixir. Now, when you wrote Last Black Unicorn, also 17, you told your story. Did you think at the time you wrote that book, like, I'll write this book and that'll be that? Or did you get a sense that you would also write again?
I thought I'd write that book, and then it was so many pages, I was like, I'm going to have to do another one because this is too long. I don't like super long books. So I took a bunch of stuff out, and I didn't elaborate.
So you had a pile of things that you liked and did want to share, but just out of space, you were like, we got to pare this down.
Yeah, and then I put it in this new book that's coming out May 7th.
I Curse You With Joy. Mm-hmm. There's a million wonderful stories in it. We could talk about.
It's not a million.
Okay, you're right. That'd be too long.
Be way too fucking long. Too much shit.
There's probably 25, 30 stories in it. How about that?
Yeah.
A perfect amount of stories. How about that?
Enough to make a movie.
Stay tuned for more Armchair Expert, if you dare.
So I do want you to tell one of them because my favorite actor of all time, Nick Cage, he's my dude. Tell me your Nick Cage story. There's an actual chapter called Nick Cage.
Yeah, I probably should have sent that to him before I did it, huh?
No, he'll love it. How could he not love this? I'm jealous of Nick Cage when I read that story.
So I was 17, and that movie Face Off came out. I'm in the movie theater with this guy on a date. We're making out. He starts feeling around.
And you haven't done any of this yet.
I have never had an orgasm before.
Okay.
And he was fingering me. I'm enjoying it.
You're more romantic in the story.
You want me to do it the sexy way? I wrote it in a more romantic. When I tell it to a man, I just make it more, you know.
Well, we have a big female
I'm a
listener
romantic.
base.
When I tell it to the ladies, like if it was just me and her in here, I'd be like, so first?
Think of me as a lady. I like the build-up.
Okay. So we at the movies.
Oh my God.
Nobody else is
Like
there.
8 o'clock movie? Is that
No,
night?
it's like a late night movie, and nobody else was in the theater, and we're in the back of the theater.
He knew he was a pro.
He's definitely a pro. He's like 3 or 4 years older than me.
Wow.
He's like 21.
He can drink.
Worldly.
He can drive.
Oh, he knows how
We
to
had a
drive.
raggedy Volkswagen, and we're in there, we're in the theater, and we're watching the movie, and the movie's pretty good, and we start making out, we start kissing. And then he started feeling all over my body, exploring places and everything, and going all up under my skirt and everything, rubbing on the outside of my panties. I'm like,
What a pro. What a
he rubbing on my
He took his time.
And then I'm trying to act like I'm watching a movie, and he kissing me on my neck and stuff, and I'm like looking at the movie and everything, and I'm looking at him, smelling his ear. You know,
Well, he
saying,
started by licking your ear.
No, he was like kissing on my neck. Oh, he did lick my ear a little bit. Yes, he did.
Oh, you remember that part.
Of course I do. I remember every step of this pro.
It's funny
made.
because now I do not want anybody to ever fucking lick my ears because I have been through some other shit after that. This is before I was damaged, okay? Before I was destroyed.
4 of the eggs were not cracked yet.
Before I was ruined. Okay. Before I keloid scarred on my soul of ecstasy. So, you know, he's doing all this stuff or whatever to me, and then he's under my skirt, and then he's like feeling around in between them lips and everything. And I'm like, oh my God, I never felt nothing like this before. And he's like fiddling the thing. And I'm like, oh my goodness, my eyes is closed. And then I open my eyes. And when I open my eyes, the camera is on Nicolas Cage's eyes.
Close up.
Close up on his eyes. So it's his eyes and my eyes are locking in. I am having an orgasm.
Your
And I'm
first
like,
orgasm with
my
somebody.
very first
Not in your life.
in my life.
You hadn't played with yourself?
Fuck no.
No.
It was the 1900s. What pornography was available to me to know how to masturbate?
Okay.
I had read some
You
things.
hadn't humped a pillow or
No.
Okay.
No, I hadn't
I'm not accusing you of
I
anything.
humped a teddy bear and stuff before, but not to like orgasm.
Not to the climax. Okay.
Just like humping a bear a little bit, like, oh, that tickles.
feels weird. Yeah.
That's good. With tight jeans. Ooh, that's crazy. But I never had an orgasm before.
In your locked eyes with Nicolas
Locked eyes with Nicolas Cage. And I'm like, and I'm like, am I peeing? I don't know what's happening right now. I'm not making any noise. I'm just like, I guess I am making noise. I was like, my feet are going up, and he's like, yeah, that's it, girl. And I'm like,
Oh, this is so exciting.
holding a fucking stare with Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
and it was like, bam. So then cut to The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to work with Nicolas Cage, and I'm doing scenes with Nicolas Cage.
And you'd never bumped into him. He's very elusive.
Never
You
bumped
gotta
into
pay
before.
to see
Yeah,
him.
I guess so. Or you got to be in karaoke places.
Reptile houses.
I don't know. You ever be in a haunted house? So I get to set, and it's COVID, and I've been in lockdown at least for 2 weeks. They've already been filming. I get to set. There's a guy for me in this hot pink leather jacket and all this stuff. There's all these patches all over it, Mr. Vegas or whatever. And I'm like, oh, fuck, that's Nicolas Cage. And we start rehearsing the scene, and he has his mask on. And so it's just the eyes.
Isolating just the eyes.
Oh my God.
And my body is like, yo, those are the eyes. And I'm like, no, gross, no. There's
I have
this
to be professional.
whole conflict going on, and I'm like having the hardest time saying my lines. I'm having the hardest time doing
this is
anything.
incredible.
It's like I just learned how to fucking act that morning. Like,
On the way to set.
like, it is fucking horrible. They didn't even use any of those scenes in the movie because it was so bad. I'm sure the director's like, why did I hire this bitch? Why are they saying she's great? I don't get it. I don't understand. And I asked for a rehearsal beforehand. I
Orient
was kind of
yourself.
nervous.
Yeah.
So then I said, you know what? I got to tell you a story. And it's probably very inappropriate, but I think it's the only way I'm going to be able to get through this. It's the only way that my brain is going to be able to calibrate and focus. Because this is not who I am. It's too loud in my brain. And you looking at me with your eyes.
You're
Like, if
using
you
your
was looking
eyes
at-
to
if you
look
was
at me.
looking at me with your nostrils, it'd be different.
We could
If you was
roll.
looking at me with just like your cheek. I got to tell you the story. He was like, go ahead and tell me. I said, but it's very inappropriate. I don't want you to take it the wrong. It's inappropriate. He was like, I can handle inappropriate. Tell me what's going on. What are you talking about? And I was like, all right, I'm going to tell you. So I told him the story.
But you gave him the quick one, obviously. Did you tell him, like,
didn't tell him the girl
kissing in the
version.
neck?
No, I gave it to a quick version.
Yeah.
The cliff notes of it. And he burst out laughing.
Of course.
And he's like, oh, that's crazy. You know, my first wife saw me in a movie. She was on a date with a guy. She said, I'm going to marry that guy. And then we got married. And I said, none of that's going to be happening over here, right? I just need to say that.
What if he took you to Face Off? He found it playing somewhere in Budapest. Then he took you there. Still off the table. I mean, he's married. We got to forget.
He wasn't married yet at the time. They were engaged. And if he would have offered to take me to the movies to see that, I would have been like, I've seen it already. Thank you. I'd much rather go karaoke. Maybe we can go see Dracula's castle or something. Let's go look at a palace. I would much rather do a lunch.
Yeah.
I told him the story, and then it was like the best work day ever. And we hit it off immediately. And he started telling me stories about industry stuff. I started telling him stories about stuff. We became friends.
Is he rad? I want him to be rad so much.
Red?
Rad.
Rad. Yeah, white boy talk.
I haven't heard that shit in so long. I've heard that since
yeah.
1999. He is rad. Some of the other actors were feeling some type of way because they're like, we've been with him for all this time and he hasn't been talking to us like that. I said, you didn't share a story about you having an orgasm for the first
Go
time.
That's
jerk off
right.
watching Face Off, then come in
That's
tomorrow.
on them.
And I'm like, no, I'm sure he likes you. They're like, no, he doesn't like me. He hates me. He doesn't talk to me. He likes to have conversations with you. But I was asking him questions too. Like, how do you manage being in this business? What was it like? You were so young. What do you feel like was your biggest pitfalls? What was the things that knocked you off your rocker that you just couldn't believe happened? What were the good moments? What did you do with your money? How did you make it grow? And he's like, shit, I fucked my money off. And you're kind of like,
Very famously. In fact, you should have avoided that question. If you'd have done a little more research.
Best fucking question to ask because I knew
He had
kinda-
castles and he had a business manager that was fucked
and
up.
he told me, because
Wow.
also that was in the movie. You know,
Oh,
that
yeah,
was a
yeah,
part of the
true.
movie. I was like, how did you let that slide by? He was like, I was out there. I was doing this, I was doing that. Like,
He's
I wasn't
working his
really,
ass
I was
off.
like, fucking just, who pays attention to that shit when you're fucking making money?
He's right.
And he's like, Tiffany, what are you doing? You need to make sure you do this. So I love talking to people that have made those mistakes.
Yeah, that's
because
true.
they can tell you how to avoid them. And I'm telling him, this is what I want to do. Like every time I do a movie, I want to buy a piece of land, put it in a business or a trust for my family and do this for my family. And he's like, how many kids do you have? How many? I'm like, oh, I don't have any kids, man. He's like, what do you care about the family? I can enjoy the money. And I'm like, no, because I'm going to be old one day and I'm going to need somebody to take care of me. And they're probably going to want to get money for it. So he's like, you're very smart, very intelligent young lady. And then it meant so much to me to hear him say that I was smart. I would come on set and he would be like, Tiffany! Like he would light up.
Of course.
Wouldn't it be so funny if the rest of the cast every day would go up to him and make up a story about when they orgasmed in front of him so that he could start loving them too?
Anything.
But I didn't tell all of them what I said because some of them didn't speak English, but also because I felt like it was inappropriate. Like you shouldn't be telling your coworkers.
Yeah,
stuff
and
like
generally
this.
no.
I was bombing hard.
Also,
and it was respectful the way I did it.
Also, much better if a woman's telling a dude that story than a dude telling a woman. Like, if you're a young actor, male on set, and you're with an older actress, you don't need to tell her that you came watching her eyes. It's gendered a little bit, too.
I mean, I'm going to be honest with you.
When you hit 60,
When
some
I'm
young
like
buck.
60, 70 years old and a
That's true.
handsome young guy is
That's
telling me
true.
like, I was watching
A
Girls
Justin
Trip
type.
and you were really handling
I was
that
getting my
banana.
first blowjob.
And this girl that I like was like, oh, let me try that. And it was like, yo. And I just want to thank you, Tiffany. And I would say, you're welcome. And you know what? I'm not going to do that for you, young man.
That's someone else's
You can pay
job.
these mortgages.
Oh, that's great.
I wanted to ask you one thing about dating because I feel so bad for every woman who has become powerful and shiny.
Men cannot handle that.
But what's even worse than they can't handle it, they're attracted to it. I'm thinking of The Billionaire. The story that I heard that to me really illustrates what you're up against when you're a powerful woman who has her own thing going is they're attracted to that so much, but then the second they're with it, they're so threatened by it that they want you to stop it. Is that the pattern of a lot of these?
I think even the poor men.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, they're threatened by the attention and the other people you know and that you make your own shit. You don't need them. That's threatening.
I think that's why a lot of successful women turn into lesbians.
Interesting. Because women don't have that problem like men do, or not nearly as much.
Exactly. Another woman is not going to be like, oh, she makes more money than me. Fuck this bitch. Then they're going to be like, she makes more money than me, and I keep that house clean, and we go on fucking awesome trips, and we have a blast. And
Right.
she fucking body rocks the shit out of me. Like, she's so affectionate towards me or whatever.
They're not threatened by
No,
it.
and the other woman's not feeling like, well, I do all this shit for her. There's an even exchange. I think it's possible between a man and a woman, but that's why, like, I don't ever spend more than $20 on a dude unless it's a business this thing and it's like, oh, I sent flowers, or he works for me and he's doing this thing and it's still not me. It's the company that's doing that shit. I'm not doing that shit.
But the field of men you have to select from is really, really small. Men that are so confident in who they are that they're not threatened by how much you have going on.
Yeah, or not threatened by other rich men being around.
Or movie stars.
I don't think I'll ever fuck a movie star, ever.
You've never fucked a single movie star?
I fucked an entertainer.
Okay. That could be anything. That could be a sports person.
I don't think I'll ever do that again.
Really?
I think I'll fuck one again, but never be in a
Date.
relationship with one again.
There we go.
Because
I
you
like
think
that
they're
for
more
you.
sensitive to this ism?
Girl, yes. They egos,
I
you know? And then
know.
I think men really want you to be submissive. And I am submissive, but not in all realms.
Yeah.
You're not going to extinguish your flame to make someone else feel
Right.
better. No, you can't do that. That's such a betrayal of yourself.
I'm never
and
doing
a
that
lot
again.
of men want that, right?
Either stop doing all the shit you're doing or let me pimp you out. Let me run your business. Let me decide where you get to perform. Let me decide when you get to go on vacation. And I wouldn't mind that so much if it was a we thing. We decide when I work this job. When a man makes me feel like I'm his property, I'm his little dog that he walks or that he
Your
shows
show
off at
pony.
a yeah, show pony
Yeah.
me. I do not like that shit at all. I don't mind if we go to a party and he's like, look at her. Don't she look so good? I love this dress on her. That's great. Cute.
Borderline for me.
It is borderline.
Dudes who date someone that's attractive because they want to get the approval from other people, your dude should say all that to you at home. But those dudes that are really showing, I'm always like, what's going on here?
You really don't need to do that with me because people already know.
You're already
I
wowing
got a
people.
DUI and that shit was on the Korean news. I am popping.
Korean news.
I'm popping, motherfucker. I'm international. Any studio say she not international, be like, Google.
Was your DUI in the Korean news?
First of all, Google famous black women
Yeah.
who have been arrested for DUI. There's nobody else.
Yeah, I don't think I know of one off the top of my head. But I didn't know about yours until I was researching you today.
But I got into an argument with this other female comic because she's like, you just ruined your whole fucking career. I said, ruin my career. If anything, I'm able to prove to the studios that I'm international, bitch. I'm on that level, bitch. And I won't be on this level forever. But you know what? It was me and Josephine Baker that popped up in the motherfucking article. It's me and Josephine motherfucking Baker. That bitch is a legend. She adopted a bunch of kids. I got 40 kids living in my goddamn units and shit. I'm doing something, bitch.
Yeah.
That's how I felt about it. And she was like, excuse me.
What was the hardest chapter to write for I Curse You With Joy?
There was one that was super hard, and I ended up taking it out because I felt like I don't want to talk about it. What I learned from the first book is you're going to have to talk about it.
Well, yeah, there's a whole section where you're answering the fucking questions that you can't escape from the first book. Like,
Yeah.
Here, let me just finally tell you the answers to this, and you can just pipe down about it.
I don't even want to relive it. I'm done with it. It is what it is.
But what one in the book that made it were you on the fence about?
Maybe the Getting Stoned one, because I didn't want to sound racist.
Tell us the Getting Stoned one.
You didn't read it?
I didn't read the Getting Stoned one. Do you know what happened?
Yeah, this is behind the curtain.
This has never happened to us in 6.5 years. You were in the schedule for tomorrow.
I was?
Yes, as was an expert on compassion. We're recording another show we do at 10 o'clock this morning, and all of a sudden Rob goes, oh my God, the expert's 5 minutes away. And we go, what the fuck are you talking about? That's tomorrow. Everything that was in Thursday's schedule was supposed to happen today, which has never happened in 6.5 years. And I immediately was like, Tiffany's going to be here in 4 hours. Like, I need to read this book. So I read as much of it as I could. So I'm not going to lie to you. But normally, because we had this bizarre fuck up, I would have known the getting high story. Are your feelings hurt by that? I just want to check in.
No, I'm not, because I probably wouldn't have read it either. But
Well, no, I did as much as I humanly could. I did as much as I
fucking
humanly
with you,
could.
fucking with
Okay,
you.
okay.
I drank some tea with somebody, some marijuana tea. We had some conversations, and she wanted me to get arrested with her. And I'm like, yo, if I get arrested, they might not let my ass out. They gonna let your white ass out.
Why did she want to get arrested? To protest something?
Yes, protest.
Okay, okay,
You know,
okay.
white women, when they want to get arrested, why they want to get
boy,
arrested.
Yeah.
That
White
is
women?
not
Like,
racist.
well, I did say some shit in there, like, your white ass is gonna be out the next day. They might decide to make an example of me and keep me.
Exactly, yeah.
Sure.
They like to make examples of people like me.
You getting arrested is a totally different...
It is.
Listen, I'm going to be honest with you. When I started hearing the term white privilege, I'm like, my life didn't feel all that fucking privileged. I got defensive. I'm like, what was the privilege? But then I was like, oh, but you know what? I was a hardcore addict for 10 years. I was in and out of the hood buying crack. I got pulled over all the time, fucked up. No one ever searched me. And I was like, okay, real talk, I would have been in prison.
So fast.
But
If
it
you was
took
a black
me-
man
yes.
built the way you are,
Yes, no, I'm
I
dead.
know.
especially if you had them same eyes and you had skin the color of mine, baby, you would have got locked up so fast and you would have been somebody's bitch.
Probably
Them pretty
worse the way
eyes.
I
I know.
talked to people. I would have got shot. That all hit me where I was like, oh yeah, despite all the shit and the government cheese, I got to be an addict in a way that no black dude can be an addict.
You got to have a comeback. Like Grace. Where's the dude from, is it Roger? What you talking about,
Oh,
Willis?
JJ? No.
No, what you talking about, Willis?
Oh, the older brother, Michael something?
His name's not Michael something. But he never got
The older brother.
Yeah, he was
But he
fine
robbed
as
a
hell.
dry cleaner? Or did the
He
chick
was on
did?
drugs. He was selling drugs, doing drugs, all that stuff. No comeback. What black male actor or female actor, which one has come back from that? Who's the black Robert Downey Jr.?
Right.
Yeah, it's true.
Well, now you've stumped me, but I am going to mull this over. I'm inclined to think you're dead right and that there isn't a single
Yeah.
example.
I don't even know any women. I know of women that have done
Well,
drugs.
the person, though, that I'll say, a sports person, and not to contradict you, I take your point and you're dead right. So I'm not trying to contradict you.
I'm talking about
But
acting.
Daryl Strawberry, he had the most publicized drug habit and was in the news all the time. And he is in all these documentaries now, and he's very loved again, and people have a lot of compassion. I'm so grateful for it because he's such a sweet fucking guy.
But is he playing baseball anymore?
Well, he kind of passed his window of playing professional baseball.
Right. There's no comeback. Is he a coach? Is he a team manager? Most baseball players, they end up becoming what, like coaches, team managers, owners, something.
Point taken. I agree with
Privilege.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping my white privilege kick in at some point. I'm betting on my 17%.
Well, Tiffany, this was every bit as fun as I hoped to be. I have not written any other actor more DMs on Instagram than I have you over the years.
Is that
I've been
true?
I've sent messages.
To find out right now.
Okay.
I stay out of the DMs because it be penises that pop up with stuff.
I don't fuck with DMs
don't
either.
like-
so
I
when
don't
I
like
send it,
them.
I'm not expecting really anything, but I've sent them because I'm a huge fan.
Yeah.
Let's see. It's Dax Shepard, right?
Yeah, I think so.
And you DM me.
Yes, ma'am.
You DM this Tiffany Haddish that has a blue check mark.
Yes.
What if it was the other?
Because you don't
Tiffany
even
Haddish?
follow me, sir.
Listen, I'm going to start crafting you one
See if it pops.
and see if my history
I just sent you one. Because you a lie.
Scary.
messages.
I'm scared.
I am too.
Did you DM my Twitter? This is on Instagram.
I bet it's Twitter. You're right. Her DM to me is you a lie.
Let me go look on my ex account.
Yeah, but I don't have one anymore. I quit it like a year and a half ago.
Oh, because you didn't want to pay.
That was before that. I was just like, this place makes me upset and I get my feelings hurt here. Why am I here?
Maybe there might be some old messages in there from me because you said.
But
you
I've
said-
gone. I don't know how that's going to come up.
This was a full disaster.
This was a major disaster because I have sent you DMs and I don't really know how to explain this. And I asked Ike Barinol. We could call Ike right now. And
Well,
I've asked everyone I know.
We've definitely asked your people a lot. That I can vouch for sure.
She's
Do we
on
need to
the
pull up
case.
those emails?
She's on the case.
Don't make me lie.
I feel like I'm getting the experience of what it'd be like if we were dating for 3 months.
If we were dating for 3 months and you lied to me, oh, for sure. I'll be like,
You
oh,
thought I lied to you? Yeah.
oh, for real?
Look me in the eyes. Do you think I really didn't send you DMs that I haven't tried to reach out to you?
I think that you sent DMs to the wrong Tiffany Haddish. I think you've
That
been.
might be
I think
possible.
you've been manipulated. Because there's a lot of people that pretend to be me online and they're not me. Was there a blue check mark?
That is something also you might do on accident.
The silver lining of this,
Getting to know you. Getting to know all about you.
Oh, look at this.
Getting to like you.
getting to snoop on you.
Getting to know you like me. I like you.
I like you a lot.
Yay.
Yeah.
I've never gone to pick up a guest, but I would 100 more times.
Thank you. What if I would have told you, I'm at the police station. I need you to get me out of here.
I'm being serious. Do you have this when you know other people have had your thing? I, without knowing you, would probably
Be
do
like,
a
I know I'm
lot.
supposed to be there right now, but I'm here at the police station.
Yeah, I'm
if
there.
you could come get me.
You heard his story. He's dying to pick people up at the police station.
I know.
I know how to get to all of them.
That would have been
Hilarious.
better.
Hilarious. That'd have been a way better story to tell, too. Tiffany, how did you end up at the police station? So what had happened was, what I witnessed was,
But I mean, sincere, when you know people have been through the shit, kids who are going through it, who have been through the shit, who are scared of the adults in their house, I will be there for those people. So, like, if I think, or I know, I'd heard. You got in a car accident. I'm like, oh, I'll go right now.
I was shocked when you said that.
I'm coming. It could have been anywhere.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
But I was right down the street.
Unfortunately, I don't get to prove it. You're going to have to get fucked up somewhere like
No,
down in
I
Orange
am
County and give me a call.
Korean news we'll hear all about
Oh my
it.
gosh. You know what's crazy too is I was like, dang, I need to be back driving my Volkswagen EOS. I ain't driven it in a minute. And then,
Well, you're
bam.
going to be.
Yeah, I'm gonna be driving.
Yeah, out of necessity
I
for the next
gotta
few
do the
days.
research. What kind of car I want now.
Tiffany, I love this, and it was everything I thought it might be, and I'm really excited that we got to have you.
I'm excited
Yeah,
too.
this was lovely.
I hope everyone gets I curse you with joy. You know what it makes me think of a little bit is Thank 'em, Honey, Octavia.
Oh, yeah.
Octavia's got the greatest Thank 'em, Honey.
Oh,
No matter what, they lowball her. Thank 'em, honey.
Yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah.
I curse you with joy is kind of like thank 'em, honey.
Well, I like that. Bless your heart. That's when I be really mad. I really don't want to fuck with you. Bless your heart.
Bless your heart. It's a mess. Bless you. All right, Tiffany. Now I'm going to drive you home.
Thank you, honey.
This will continue.
Another entire episode in the car ride
I know.
home.
My phone is charged up a little bit. We'll put the
we can go
audio
anywhere.
record. Audio record. Look at me as a kid.
Oh, no.
That's when it was good times.
Oh, that was before the keloid.
She deserved all the stuff.
Smiling at my granny.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, grandparents. Aren't they the greatest?
They the best thing in the world. I wish I could resurrect people.
The only thing that breaks my heart, I don't ever get this feeling where like, I wish someone could see me succeed or be proud of me. I would kill to bring my Papa Bob back to life and just hang with him for a few days in my life and go like, I'm kind of here because of you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for being such a sweet man.
I mean, I used to tell my grandma thank you all the time and like look at her in her eyes and tell her, I love you. And she'd be like, girl, calm down. Stop it. Man,
That's
you being
too much.
weird. Go ahead, clean the room up. And I just loved hugging her and smelling her wigs and stuff.
She heard it though, even if she said
Sometimes I'll be putting her wigs on now.
All right. Adore you.
I'm weird.
Everyone read I Curse You with Joy. I sure hope there weren't any mistakes in that episode, but we'll find out when my mom, Mrs. Monica, comes in and tells us what was wrong. Now,
Yeah. Or your daughter. I take naps at random times too.
all these patterns are emerging.
Between me and Aaron?
You, Aaron, Charlie, not that he naps,
I
but
don't think
like
he naps.
figuring out that I only hang out with people that are athletically superior to me. And now this one, I'm drawn to nappers.
I napped yesterday. I used to nap a lot. Mm-hmm. I don't really anymore unless I'm really tired. Or often the week leading up to my period, which is now. I don't know why.
I feel bad for you. I rarely get hit with that. It'll happen occasionally with jet lag or an illness where it's like you get to 1 hour of the day. You know, it's like 1 p.m. and all of a sudden you go like, oh, I have to lay down right now. Your body's like I quit.
Mm-hmm. Oh, look who's here.
I'm here still.
Were you taking a nap? Yeah.
He knew it.
I knew it. And then Monica said, I took a nap yesterday. And I said, boy, we're really discovering some patterns about who I'm drawn to.
Nappers.
Super athletic nappers.
It's not fair to call me super athletic.
Counterintuitive, too. I don't associate super athletes with also nappers.
Well, you have to nap to rejuvenate your muscles.
Yeah.
I actually do think that's why I napped. Okay, this is a great thing for us to talk about.
Great.
I'm in a dilemma.
Oh, great. We'll have advice, whether it's right
I need
or wrong.
both of your advice.
Sure.
Right.
So I'm back on my wogs, which
In case Aaron doesn't know.
yeah. Oh, my wog is a lap of walking, then 2 laps running, lap walking, 2 laps running.
Well, say jogging, so that wog makes sense.
No, but it's running because I'm running fast.
Okay.
The combo.
Then you should call it a WAN.
No,
Okay.
don't tell me what to do.
Your branding's were you asking a branding question?
Well, no, I guess it's a jog and then I'm not sprinting, but I'm running at a pace. Like I'm not just like
How
I'm
about
running.
this? You're not going to like this.
Okay.
And I don't think there's any science to what I'm about to say. But I think anything over an 8-minute mile is a jog, and anything sub 7's a run. Like remember
Sub
when
7 or sub 8?
I know that's weird.
Yeah,
I
that
probably
makes
let's do
sense.
7.5 minutes.
No, I think 8 or under is a run.
Okay. I think if you're running a couple miles, most people that are runners, like remember when I offended Malcolm Gladwell And I said he jogged.
Well, that's what,
And he's
that's what
like,
you're doing now.
But he is a runner.
Yeah, he is.
Like he runs 6-minute miles for 5-6 miles.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel like that's a run, and then there's jog is like elevated heart rate, pushing yourself. But
Okay,
you could,
whatever.
Okay.
I run 2 laps and then I walk briskly 1. And the one that I walk is long. Like it's a 2 block and has an uphill.
Yeah.
So it's a whole thing I have going, okay? I'm back on it and I'm normally doing it around 6-ish, between like 6 and 7. This whole thing takes about an hour.
First of all, God bless you. That's a hard time to motivate to work. The evening,
Yeah, but
you got to bang that out in the morning.
no, I'm tired in the morning.
Okay. All
Are
right.
you tired in the morning?
Extremely tired
Yeah.
in the morning.
See, your
Aaron's the ultimate
your
yes
friends are
ander.
tired in the
I
morning.
don't do anything till the afternoon.
Aaron had no improv training, but he is the king of yes and. Are you tired in the morning? Absolutely.
No, I can tell he is. That's another type you're attracted to. And okay, so I'm out at that time. There's a group of people. This is like 8 or 9 people, all with at least a dog. They're standing at the corner of Commonwealth and Avocado. They're standing in my path, and they're standing in the sidewalk. Some of them are on this like grassy part, but they're taking up this whole sidewalk, and they see me, and sometimes they'll move their foot, but they are not making space, and it's so many people, and it slows me down, it messes me up, and it like I never get this angry. But it feels unjust. It feels entitled. We just had a narcissist person on. It's so narcissistic. And I don't really know what to do about it because there's so many of them. I do feel kind of,
Outnumbered?
yeah, like I feel shy to call it out.
Yeah.
But it's so rude. Like it is crazy.
Yeah.
It's outrageous. Like they see me.
Now, I have to admit something. I'm a little ahead of the curve on this dilemma because you guys had a girls' dinner last
Yes,
night.
yes.
So anytime Kristen comes home from these girls' dinner,
She repeats the dinner.
I say, what's everyone up to? And she goes, oh, Erica's got this great idea for a new business. Amy said Ryan's doing this. And I hear from everyone. And she said, and Monica's having a hard time with these people while she runs. So I kind of already, I'm abreast of this situation.
Oh, okay. How did you feel when I was telling it? Like, how do I act? Like,
Just
do
now,
I act like I
surprised.
haven't heard it?
Well, by the way, this is actually this is a reoccurring dilemma in your life because years ago when you were doing this, you would sometimes sound off and hear about people's dogs. They wouldn't pull them out of the way or
Yes.
they'd be taking it. Yeah. So you had a previous grievance.
There's a lot of bad etiquette with the sidewalks.
Sidewalk etiquette.
Yes.
So, and this is going to be probably 2 down the middle for you, but first of all, yes, they're rude. They should move out of the way. They should they should party in the grass or in a driveway.
Well, exactly.
They should still be social. I think that's great that they're gathering.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
happy
not,
for them.
obviously not the problem.
No, I know. So
Don't defend them.
First of all, I'm on your side because what they're doing is rude and they shouldn't do that. So you're right. Secondly, there are 2 variables in this equation. There's you, and then there's this group of 8 people. And so I think you should change your route. I think you should just do another route because you are destined to just get frustrated over and over and over again, and you're never going to be able to get them to move. And so why put yourself through the inevitable frustration? Maybe just run a different block. There's so many blocks to
They
choose
all
from.
are really different.
They are all the participants.
blocks.
The blocks are so
Yes.
different.
So after like on my 3rd time
Mm-hmm.
of this or 4th, whatever, it was like my last lap. I did think I was like, I can't run by them again.
Right.
I then ran the whole 2 block
Yeah.
instead, so I didn't have to cross over them again.
Yeah.
And it sucked.
Yeah. So again, I want to reiterate: you are in the right, but I have to recite the Serenity Prayer, which is God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. So I would argue this is a situation that you're powerless over, that you can't change. So your best course of action is acceptance, which is this blows. I probably can't change it.
But why can't I?
I keep thinking this is what I would do. I don't think you'll do it, but
Okay, let's hear
you
it.
may. Maybe if they make a small can, air horn can. But
They do. They make those.
yeah, but you like as you're coming up, just go.
Right. So that is a way to handle it. And then if you want to be the person blowing a foghorn, like people go like, have you seen that crazy bitch that runs around Los Feliz? She's got a foghorn.
I don't give a fuck if they think I'm crazy.
Yeah.
I
Then
don't-
you should do this then.
But I don't want to carry that.
No, I know.
during
That's why
my-
I said if they make a real small one,
Oh, right.
Like
that
a
you
Lady
could-
Remington version. Yeah.
I could like
can.
hold in my Lululemon.
It's like a bike one.
yes,
It's like hard
like
enough.
a keychain one.
Yeah.
Like Mace.
And like one of them said, "Excuse us," didn't move.
But didn't move. Yeah.
Like it's active. It's actively.
Well, I can imagine what I'm so scared to
Go ahead.
paint a defense for them, but I can imagine they might be being just strictly utilitarian about it, where they go, there's 8 of us that would have to move versus 1 of her that would have to move.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes more sense that the 1 person would move than the 8 people would move.
But it doesn't because it's a sidewalk.
Yes,
that
again, you are completely in the
should-
right.
You don't own.
It's for movement. It's
It's
not for
literally
parking.
for people to walk and move freely and get to where they need to get and not have to run in the street or walk in the street.
Alternative strategy you won't take either, but along the lines with what Aaron's saying is I would run right through the middle of them and I would fart as loud as I can. And then I promise you, when I come tomorrow and they see me jotting, they'll be like, oh, fucking, here's that fucking gross guy, you fucking sicko. And they would all move out of the way because they don't want to get fart particles on them.
Maybe fart spray. Everything I have involves a can.
You love your aerosols.
A can of hairspray and a lighter. Just run by torching in the air.
WD-40 and a straw.
Kristen had a good advice.
What was hers?
It's the best advice I've heard out of these.
Okay. Better than farting in the middle of
Yeah,
them? Okay.
she said that maybe you could say, "Hey guys, it's really hard to keep up a run. So if you see me coming through, can you please move?" And that is good, but also I don't really. I'm kind of
You feel like they
scared
don't
to
deserve
talk
that.
to. No, I like.
When are you
feel
doing this? Drive down there before your walk?
Hey, gang, about
No.
20 minutes, I'm going to be taking a run.
I'd have to stop in the middle of the walk, do it, and then can exactly.
And it would work. There's no way they're like that big assholes. Hang
Yeah,
on.
I
They
don't
probably
think so.
would accommodate. But I imagine, I mean, my best guess is they're doing what I suggested, which is like 8 of us versus 1 of you.
Yeah,
Just move so 8 of us don't have to be inconvenienced.
That's really dumb and annoying.
Yeah.
Do you run so fast that if you were running in place while you're talking to him, it's too much?
Yeah, I definitely, that's a big slowdown. It's already a slowdown even when I'm like, excuse me.
So you really are booking. You might be doing 7.5 miles.
I'm running
I take it
fast
back.
for the
I
run.
think you are in a wan.
Or rocking?
You'd have to do rock.
Rock.
Okay, but
I'm
I'm
going
going
on
to
my
stick
rock.
with Wong.
Rocking.
Well, now you're the person in the sidewalk.
No, I'm not. You're trying to change my thing I invented. You feel entitled to do that. Anywho, yeah, or maybe I should just when this the narcissist episode comes out, I should just blast it as I'm running
Jog with a big jam box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so they hear it loud and clear. It really bothers me because it is hard to get back on this routine, and I don't like it, and I'm doing it, and it's good for me, and they are making it
They're impeding.
really unpleasant, and it's already unpleasant.
Right.
It's easy for me to be like, I don't want to deal with that today, so I'm not doing it.
Can you harness that ire in the moment to push you harder and faster on your rog?
I can't go harder and faster if they're blocking.
No, but I'm saying once you get beyond them, you harness
Well, that is what happens, actually. I
you
think
run
I
your
get
ass
like
off.
really mad and I'm going fast, but then it's like messing up my breathe. It's not good.
I bet you're getting gains out of it,
No,
though.
I'm not. Don't make it bad.
Positive.
Don't make it bad. Can't
Trying to
you-
reframe it all. We know reframing is powerful.
You would be so pissed.
Oh, we know exactly how I would deal with this. I'm not claiming.
Would you push them all out of the way?
I'd run if I locked eyes with someone, they saw I was running towards them on the sidewalk, and they chose to just stay planted. I'd probably run right into them.
I mean, I essentially am. I'm just like still trying to
I'd
run
say
through.
excuse me right before I hit them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think. What do you think you'd really do, Aaron?
Yeah, I think I would
Bowl
probably
into
run into them too.
yeah. Which is not. That's the very ill-advised
I
approach.
know.
It's not
Such
good.
a horrible.
Yeah.
I'm really unimpressed by 8 people that they can't get out of your way.
Just
especially
move.
your way.
We haven't even thought of this. Try jogging with the picture of baby Monica. And as you're approaching them, show them and go, I'm just this little baby. And they would probably jump out of the way and then run behind you to protect you in case
One of
anything
them
happens.
has a baby.
What's the breakdown of the genders
Lots
of this group?
of genders.
Are all the dogs small or will
no,
they attack you?
No, there's big ass dogs.
Werewolves.
It's out.
What if one of the guys was a werewolf?
That's gonna get hairy.
Literally and figuratively.
I also feel like annoyed by their group. I don't know what what's happening with that group, but why isn't one person in the group nice enough to say, hey guys, maybe we should not stand in the sidewalk? All these people suck? Like, what?
You're not going to like this, but you'll have to agree.
God, how many times?
You'll have to agree that I'm right about this.
Okay.
If this was a movie, the very last scene,
Meet cute.
the last scene of this movie, you would be with those guys and girls having a blast. You would have joined them.
Never.
I know, but I'm saying if this was a movie.
Movies are stupid and they're not based in reality. And
Some are, some aren't. But don't you think that would be the obvious way to end this movie?
yeah, it'd be a easy way. It'd be bad writing.
Lazy.
Yeah, lazy. Thank you. Yeah.
Lazy writing.
Anyway, if anyone listening has ideas, or if anyone listening is in this group, please, please just ask the other members to, like, there's people in walkers and stuff. There's people.
Do you think maybe they move for them? I bet they
Probably.
I bet everyone didn't mean to not move for you, but after they didn't move the first time, now they have to hold their ground.
Oh, you think they're just like, oh, fuck, we better double down?
They're stand their ground.
I mean, I hate
What if,
that
as
for
you jogged by, they lifted their shirts up and they had pistols in their waistbands?
Oh my God. One time is fine. Like, it would be one thing if every now and then they weren't moving, but every time, it just feels so entitled in a way that's
It's very
absurd.
triggering.
Very.
Yeah. Do you think there's any merit to what I'm saying about one of the two variables has to change?
I don't. This is the route for my run.
Right. So it's so it's not going to be you. So we
mean,
got to get
unless
these 8 people to change.
And you can hardly even run in the grass to get around it because all the dogs.
Oh.
Like, it's a bad situation.
It's a roadblock for you.
It's a full roadblock.
So what if there were a roadblock?
Yeah, that is a situation that's not entitled. Like, that is an actual, when you use the AA thing, I can't control that.
Right. Do you feel like you
know?
would be surrendering to them to alter your route? Like they would have won?
No, that's actually going to cost me. Like, that route, new route, whatever it is going to probably be harder.
See, my hang up in that situation was I would feel like they won, and I hate feeling defeated.
That's not it. I just want to run in the way that I fucking
deserve
do.
to.
Yeah.
That could be a headline like, angry woman mows down 8 people.
That's how people do get this is how people get pushed to the edge.
Now that's a movie.
Yeah, well, it's called Falling Down. You remember that when we were kids?
Yes,
Michael Douglas.
Falling Down, yes,
he just had
snapped.
enough.
I love you guys, but you really weren't helpful at all.
No.
Well, I don't think a great friend gives the advice they necessarily were wanting to hear.
No, Kristen gave me good advice. It's not
tempted
one
to go
that I
check
want to
the
like.
situation out.
Were you annoyed with her at all?
No,
Okay.
I wasn't. I was like, that's good advice.
Yeah.
I don't want to do it because I'm scared. Like,
But
I
it's
feel
sound.
Yeah.
What was that? Like, excuse me. It's kind of hard to
Excuse me.
keep up my pace.
Yeah. Excuse me. It's hard for me to keep up my run. I understand you guys are all hanging out, but if you see me, can you just make space for me?
I've printed out 8 wallet-sized pictures of me as a baby. These are for you. Just
Oh,
want
yeah,
you to think
you,
about
you.
that. When you see me, see this little baby coming down the street. Aren't you proud of her?
Do you have anything to add?
I agree. It sucks. I deal with that with school drop-off, where there's like parents in a group that walk, and then I've got Vincent with me, and they don't move. And
People are not like
it makes me very mad,
conscientious.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's an epidemic.
It's a
And Los Feliz is like just a disaster.
very populous city. We live in a very populous city.
Anyway, is it illegal to block a sidewalk for a certain amount of time?
What have you called the cops on them?
I mean,
Most certainly.
I bet it is illegal.
It's only if it's for an unlawful purpose.
Oh,
Well,
you think they're conspiring? You just have to
Yeah.
prove they're conspiring to commit a crime.
yeah. Well, what else could they be doing? Okay. Well, that was my beef. Now, this is interesting. So, oh God, I'm so outnumbered here. So this is going to be hard.
Is this a boy-girl thing?
No, it's a couple singles thing.
Okay.
At our girls, and none of us said any. We never say anything that's secretive to the group because we're all close-knit group, so who cares? But this is just like a bigger question. Like, should we assume that everyone went home to their partners and replayed all of our interactions? Not in this dinner, in all of our dinners. Is it assumed?
Well, I think you're positioning it as, they're going to tell everything or nothing? And I don't think it's either of those things. Your partner comes home and you go, how was dinner? And they go, good. They can't leave it at that. What happened? Oh, we were laughing about blah, 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 right? Now, are they going to betray whatever
Like a
level of
secret or
secrecy
something, yeah.
that you all five have? And again, if it's a secret that all five of you are sharing, I don't think it's that deep of a secret because you're already sharing it with five people. But even in that case, I don't think necessarily that Kristen's going to say something that was presumed to be in confidence of that five people.
Yeah. In general, this is a thing, right? Where because someone's in a couple, if you tell them something in confidence, should there be an assumption that it just goes without saying that the partner will know? What do you think?
Yeah, I think you should assume they're going to tell their significant other.
That's also...
Yeah. I just think this is why it's unfair, I think. Because, yes, that is what single people assume. They assume that if they're telling someone who is in a partnership, goes without saying unless you say explicitly that their partner is going to just know. But if I tell a friend, that's a betrayal.
I don't know about that. My assumption is you do tell your friends stuff. You tell me stuff. We all tell
No, but
our
again,
friends.
out of the group, right? Like,
Yeah.
if you're telling me something and then you hear later that I was talking about it with someone close to me, someone else, you probably wouldn't love it. And
really,
yet, if I find out that you told Kristen something, I have to sort of just be like, yeah, I guess that's just like the way it goes. But it's not fair.
I don't know if I agree with that, though,
Okay.
summation, because I think you do tell your friends stuff I tell you, and you tell me stuff your friends have told you. And I think people tell each other things they've heard. I don't really think it's unique to couples. Yes, do people tell their spouses stuff? Most certainly.
Yeah.
But I'm only, and you don't agree, but I would argue people do that with their best friends as well.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
But I think the other person feels that they have an entitlement of
Betrayal.
and,
I
and
got
it's
you.
the same thing.
Yes, if you're going to feel betrayed, someone told their best friend something you told them, then you should equally feel betrayed that they told their spouse. Yeah.
I think you're an exception, but I do think a lot of people have this where they're just like, well, obviously my husband knows, or obviously this person knows. And it's like, well, that's not fair.
Well, that gets into a really fun thing about every time I watch one of these shows, like CIA shows, can you imagine being married to someone that was not allowed to tell you what they did at work all day, every day? They accepting that? That seems crazy to me. My hunch is they do tell their spouses all the secrets of the state.
I don't think so.
You don't?
I really don't.
It's probably neither one or the other. It's probably some mix of people that are sharing too much.
I know one example of two people who are in the CIA who are married.
Okay.
So maybe they intermingle a lot.
Maybe they both have the right security clearance to tell each other stuff.
I don't know if they tell each other stuff, but they're both in the CIA, so they recognize the importance of it. So
Like they might not press each other.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But it would be very weird to be partnered up with somebody that their work life, which is half of their life, is completely unknown to you and never will be known to you.
It's kind of cool. Because then you don't talk about work. You just talk about other stuff.
What else is there to talk
But
about?
if I was married to someone in the CIA, I'd be like, tell me about your work. It's so exciting. I'd actually want to
You'd
know.
force them.
I would be like, oh, I'm dying to tell someone about my work.
Yeah. I know.
I don't think you'd really
I'd get married just to
have-
tell someone about it. They can at least, I think, enact that marriage clause, right? Spousal
privilege.
Yes.
Oh.
I think there is a little safeguard in that one. That was happening in the Bob Durst documentary when they were deposing his wife.
Yes.
The lawyer kept stopping the questioner and saying, that's, privileged marriage, whatever.
Right.
Oh, that she doesn't have to say.
Yeah, there's private communication between her and her husband.
Okay, but see, this is exactly what I'm talking about. So there's spousal privilege, but not best friend privilege.
No,
Right.
not legally.
Now
that's-
you got a real leg to stand on that
That's
argument.
not fair.
Right. Maybe you can get that privilege legally if you go to the courthouse.
I'm going to
And ask for
try.
it.
Okay. Well, this is for Tiffany Haddish.
Oh, what a party. I can't wait for you to hear this one, Aaron.
Yeah.
It's a good episode. But okay, also, so yeah, we went to dinner last night at the Chateau Marmont.
I was shocked to hear that you guys, so it was for Molly's birthday.
Yeah, she had never been.
She had never been. But my understanding was you and Kristen are anti-chateau.
I'm not anti, she is.
Yeah, but didn't you as well? You were telling me you didn't agree with them not
No,
letting people in and
I
stuff.
don't like country clubs, and then you were trying to equate that to the chateau.
Right.
And I like the Chateau Marmont.
Yeah, of course. It's
Because
great.
I don't think also because she was saying, which I understand, she was like, it's exclusionary, but she was also acknowledging that she just thinks she doesn't belong there. Like she was,
Yeah,
she
it's
was
her own insecurity.
Yes, exactly.
Because what's interesting, and this is a cute thing about Kristen, is she doesn't necessarily feel cool sometimes. Like, cool's a trigger for her.
yeah.
And that place is like the quintessential cool place in Hollywood. Fucking Belushi died there. I mean, it's
I know,
the
but like
place.
again, it is and it's not. When you go, it's a great vibe. It's like it's very fun Hollywood, but I'm not like looking around thinking everyone's cool.
How do you get
In
Are you able to get in?
reservation.
Oh, okay.
So that's why I can't hate it that much because it's not that exclusionary.
You can make a
because I just
reservation.
made a reservation and
Right.
got in.
Oh, okay.
Where there would be selection is if you rolled in there without a reservation, you would not get a table.
Yes.
Unless you were a desirable guest for them.
Fancy.
Yeah.
But exactly. And so and I made that point. I said, look, I think we think that because there's all this lore about the chateau and it is this like old Hollywood place. But every single restaurant we go to as a group, it's the same thing. You either have to have a reservation or they wouldn't let us in unless you were fancy. It's all the same.
Yeah.
There's just something about that specific place that's triggering. But I love it. Anyway, but it came up on this episode, so it was a ding, ding, ding.
Oh, yeah. And I would say I buy in. That place has this magic where you feel like, oh, I'm in Hollywood, California. Like,
Yeah.
I dig it.
Yeah. It's fun. It's a fun place. Oh my God, the cookies were so good. I loved the cookies.
You love cookies.
Also, and I shouldn't say this. I shouldn't say it. Am I going to say it?
Say it. You can cut it.
They have these candles there that are so good. They smell so good. And they've been out of stock for what I found out was 6 years.
Oh, my. What? How
And-
could that be?
And they used to sell them at Claire Vivier also. So sometimes I would, but they were hidden, but it was a hidden secret. So I would get them there. And then the past couple of years, they've been out of stock there. And so I went up and I said, you don't have the candles, do you? And she was like, we do have them.
No way.
Yes.
Why did it take them 6 years to restock?
I just don't know.
Okay,
What
that
is the
sounds-
smell?
I can't even describe it. No, but and she said I had to wait, I had this crazy wait list. And when I was calling people on it, they would be ordering 20.
Sure. A scarcity mentality.
And I then was like, well, I need 4
Okay.
for me. Mm-hmm. And then I thought,
They sell candles at chateaux, is what you're saying?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know if I want to tell people because, like, I
thought
don't
you were
want them
gonna
to
say
sell
you
out.
stole one, but
I was coming too.
No. Sorry. Yes, these are for sale, but out of stock for 6 years. So I decided instead to buy enough for the girls and give everyone one.
So you got 5 and kept one for yourself?
I got 6.
And kept 2 for yourself.
Yeah, but one I'm going to give to Kristen. She left early.
Okay.
There's 6 of
Wasn't there?
us.
Oh, there were 6 of you there. I thought there was 5 of you there.
So I did the right thing.
Good job.
And I'm hoping it
Karmically, there'll probably be an endless supply of the candles now.
or karmically, maybe those people will not be on the street anymore. I'm hoping that sort of
it's
evens
gonna
out
somehow
somehow.
impact that. Okay.
I could have bought them candles.
Oh my God.
Wow.
you gotta make a day of it. over there.
I wonder if you could just offer them cash. No one suggested that. Like,
That's
hey guys,
true.
what's it? $5 a pop? You guys get out of the way when I come.
Might take more than 5, maybe 20 a piece.
20?
Yeah, $160.
Oh.
Get them out of there.
Get the fuck out of here. Go fuck off. Just spend this 20 somewhere, you rat.
More people
These
will
are
come.
trash people.
Yeah, there'll be 100 people looking to get their hands out.
Okay. So you said bunting or blunting.
Is the term for when your antidepressant
Yeah.
robs you of your highs.
Antidepressant blunting. About half of users who take selective serotonin SSRIs report a sense of emotional blunting, a psychic flatness that limits their emotional range, particularly their ability to experience positive feelings like pleasure and joy. So it is blunting.
Have you experienced that, Aaron, at all?
Maybe when my cocktail wasn't quite right, I experienced that. But I don't experience it now.
Either do I.
Well, what was weird is I did the first time I ever tried it, and then I got off of it, and then I did it again for a period of time, and I didn't experience it the second time.
Yeah, you got to get it right. You got to get the
It was
right
the same
thing for
dose,
you.
weirdly. It was like the same
Of the same
medicine,
medication?
same dose.
Oh,
yeah,
weird.
I basically was just like at some point, well, it's worth the blunting to be able to
Right.
sleep leading up for this job, and then I got on it, and I was like, oh, that's weird. I don't have it this time.
Weird.
Maybe the first round was psychosomatic. Like I know I'm on something. I have
Maybe.
reservations about being on it to begin with.
Or maybe your body. I mean, it takes a minute to adjust to these too.
Yeah.
So
I
maybe
think
it was
more that.
Yeah. Okay, you mentioned you met her at a CASA event. Mm-hmm. CASA, if people don't know, is court-appointed special advocates. And it promotes court-appointed advocates for abused and neglected children. And your mom is a CASA.
Yeah, she was for years, and they're really awesome because they just become this. There's so many changing faces when you're in foster, both between who you're staying with, and then you're going to see doctors, and you're getting evaluated, and then maybe at school you have things. So this person joins you on all those things: supervised visitation with a parent, then the diagnosis from a doctor, all this stuff, and they're just consistent and they're with you. And then when it comes time for the court case, for the judge to evaluate whether they should be returned or not to their parents or stay in foster care, the opinion of the CASA is weighed because they've gotten to see the whole thing.
Yeah. It's
How
really
do you become
cool.
a CASA?
That's a great question. I guess you just call and volunteer. I know my mom had to do.
I think you do classes and stuff.
Well, as a part of, yeah. I mean, I think you just call and volunteer and get going on it. And then, yeah, there are different classes that she would take from time to time and learn about, different developmental stuff that's common with kids that are in foster. And
yeah.
it's very sweet, man. It's the people that volunteer to do that
It's
are
incredible.
so awesome.
There's a article that I enjoyed. It's a 7-minute read, though, so I'm probably not going to read it. Unless you want me to, unless this is a Taylor Swift situation.
Is there 2 minutes of it you want to hit us with?
It's hard to do that.
Okay, what's the
it's
article about?
meat.
Meat.
Meat eating. Because you and Tiffany get in a conversation about meat.
Oh, about whether, she said we're not designed to eat
Exactly,
meat. That's
whether we're
not
designed.
true.
But there's conflicting information, and this is from Scientific American, so I trust it. And it is for 2.4 out of the 2.5 million years we've been eating animals. So start with that. That's the first sentence. But then there's a lot more to it. And
Can I
will
add
send
one
it to
other thing? That you don't ever see a deer eating a dead raccoon carcass. Animals that are herbivores eat plants, period. They can't eat meat. They don't have the right stomach for it.
Yeah.
And you don't see a lion or a tiger eating a field of grass when they're hungry. So just the simple fact that if you can observe the animal eating the food, that is proof that that's the food they're supposed to eat. It's
That's
very
the
basic.
food we were evolved to eat.
Yes, we couldn't. If we were herbivores, we couldn't eat meat.
But we are omnivores.
We
so
are,
we
yeah.
are able to eat vegetables. It's
Of
not
course.
like, yeah. And so.
But if we weren't supposed to eat meat, that would make us vegetarian. That would make
Right.
us
We're
herbivores,
not
and we
herbivores.
couldn't eat it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's clear. We're not herbivores, but I mean, there's so much evidence for vegetarianism being so good for us.
Yes, I don't have a claim that vegetarianism isn't very healthy. That's not at
Right.
all. Just she said we don't have the teeth of an animal that eats meat.
Yeah.
That's how it started, and I said, well, that's because we have been cooking the meat for
Yes,
millions
you
of
did say
years,
that. Yeah,
and so
exactly.
it allows us to have different teeth.
Yeah. Anywho, it's called Does Humanity Have to Eat Meat?
Have to.
Yes. And it's
Yeah, they
Scientific American.
We don't have to.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have to eat meat.
Yeah.
That's not my claim at all. Or even that being vegetarian isn't healthier. I don't think there's a good enough studies.
Okay. That's
about
good
that.
for us to clarify.
Yeah, I'm not saying that at all. I'm just there is a group of vegetarians that claim humans aren't supposed to eat meat,
Right,
and that is
right.
just factually incorrect.
Yeah.
If I'm entitled to say one thing after
Yeah,
that
that's
stupid
fair.
degree, it's that we
That's
as
fair.
this species is designed to eat plants and animals.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, anyway, let's see what else. Sour Power strips. She loves them. I looked them up. They look delicious.
Enough for you to hit add to cart? No. Okay.
They're not for me.
I like them.
You do?
Yeah, I eat candy like fucking crazy. now.
So you know what I mean? The thick, they're thick?
Yeah.
Oh, you know? Wow.
Well, tell Monty about your new treat you brought with you.
Oh yeah, I
What is
just finished them actually. Sorry.
What is it?
But they're nerd gummies. So do you know what the
I love
nerds are?
nerds,
Okay.
yeah.
So they're gummies with nerds all over them for the outer shell.
Encrusted with nerds.
So
Yeah.
is it a thick gummy? Like, is it a big piece?
They're pretty small. They're all different sizes, but they're pretty small, like the size of a
Rock. It looks like a
tiny little
rock.
nerd
Oh my
rock pebble.
God. That sounds nice.
But we sat down. Oh, by the way, you saw them and just didn't notice.
Oh yeah, I had some on the table when we played spades Saturday.
And when
Oh,
I
no, I
looked
didn't
over, it
notice.
looked like a dumb little toy. It looks like kind of something the girls would play with.
Maybe I'm
Like,
sure I thought that.
yeah, it was like a bouncy something.
Oh.
It's overly colorful.
Oh.
And then I saw Aaron slam one in his mouth, and I was like, what? He's eating the girls' toys.
No, Ruthie turned me on to him because she's really guided me along my candy journey
she
because she
has?
loves candy
She
too.
likes, oh, really?
Yeah, and so I always, if I don't go into her bedside drawer, that's where she stashes her candy because you have to hide the candy from the kids too.
Oh, sure.
So I like just to see what's doing, like
Yeah.
what has she got today? Because there's candy from everywhere that gets into the house, like Trader Joe's candy. Random that fucking sour tape and the
Oh, yeah.
I fought it for a long time, but I'm there. I just love candy, and never fucking ate candy in my life.
Wait, really? It's new?
Yeah, it's new.
Am I right in that it started with these ginger treats?
Yeah,
That was like the
Those are
gateway
healthy.
candy.
Which
Exactly. They're
yeah,
almost salty. Yeah.
It's healthy and I used it to curb my appetite, so I would stop eating every 5 seconds. I would eat those.
Yeah.
Cutest routine was like, I noticed it in the dunes. So we go in the dunes, and then at night, Aaron and I will get on the couch to watch our movie at night, as we always do. And then Aaron goes and gets like 12 of his ginger treats.
Oh.
And he'll put them out on the bed, and he's like, "Oh yeah, these are my ginger treats, so I don't go eat something more."
Right.
And then I got into those ginger
You
treats a little bit on
did?
that trip. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fun. It's just
I hate
Oh yeah,
ginger
people
treats.
hate them or love them for sure.
Interesting. I wish I loved them because they're like, I think, healthy.
I hate to be terminally unique, but I didn't hate it or love it. I was just like, here. I certainly didn't
I
love
think
it,
I've
and I
gotten
didn't hate it.
heartburn from them before.
They're spicy.
Yeah, they're spicy.
Give yourself an ulcer.
They're only like 5 calories.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's something to do. That's what I liked. It's almost like dipping or something. It's just like something to
Yeah.
satisfy the oral fixation.
Yes, definitely. So now the candy though, the nerd. Okay, so the nerds came about. In these small packages, like a gas station package, you know. Mm-hmm. And Ruthie said, Now, if I got into a package that was open, I would eat the package. And she's like, God damn it. They're like $4 and you can only get them at a gas station and there's so few in there. And I'm like, well, that's fucked because now I like these, but I'm not going to spend $4.
$16 a night worth
because
of.
I want more than a package when I sit down to have some. And
Also, $4 a night's a pack of cigarettes. You might as well go back to buying fucking Camels. I guess been out of the game for 19 years.
Yeah. But there's the bag that I brought here. Fucking score on Amazon, of course.
Oh, nice.
A humongous bag for $6. That's like has 10 gas station packages.
Oh, wow.
And yes,
quantity.
I ate that entire package since I've been here.
Economy of scale.
Yeah, we love it.
Liberal arts education. Is there any candies you eat, Monty?
I'm not a huge candy gal. I'm more of a cookie gal.
Yeah.
Although I like candy, I just don't
I feel like you should.
crave it.
I think that it should be Cookie Boy.
I'm a girl.
I know, but in this rare situation, could you be? I'm a Cookie Boy.
No, I can be a cookie
see
monster.
that.
Okay, Cookie Monster. That's a good compromise.
Do you eat cookie crumble? Crumble cookies?
Do you eat crumbs off the table when other people have cookies?
Do you mean Cookie Crisp? What do you mean?
Do I have that wrong? There's like a fancy cookie place.
Oh, CRUMBL or something.
Right?
I know what you mean.
Okay, crumble cookies. It comes in a pink box.
I've seen them.
They're like gourmet
Yeah.
cookies.
I saw that in New York. I didn't have it.
Okay, well, I'm sure they got one around the corner. They're all over Michigan.
It's a
even.
big box
Really?
of cookie powder.
It's not powder. It's
Cookies.
not crumbled cookies. It's delicious.
Full-size cookies.
Full-size
Yeah.
cookies with 100 different flavors and flavors
It's
of
a
the day. And
brand.
Fully intact cookies.
soft. They're like the downside to that. See, I like cookies now too. I like everything. I like everything.
Well,
that
you're a
there's
cookie boy.
That I am a cookie boy there. And a cookie monster.
I'd get on all fours and eat your cookies.
From
Okay,
Crumble.
there's like cinnamon toast crunch.
Oh, wow.
And the downside is they're 1,000 calories.
Oh.
Because there's so much going on.
Oh God, yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Speaking of calories.
Oh, you know what? They come with a. I'm really calling Ruthie out on all of our like fucking bad habits we've developed lately.
Well,
but,
she deserves to bring some home. I mean,
Yeah.
you and I are Captain Bad Habits.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. That is very true.
Yeah.
She fucking earns it every day. She doesn't eat them every day, but this is. You can get a cookie cutter. I think that's designed specifically for crumble cookie. So you just
This is like Dungeons and Dragons all of a sudden. I feel like it's like it's veering into nerdiness all of a sudden.
I can't believe how much I know about it.
Where's our cookie cutter?
You can, and it cuts it into 4 pieces. Now, obviously,
Oh,
you
'cause
can
it's
do
so
that with a
big?
knife.
It's not fast
It'll
enough.
take not that long. But I think it's to manage your pigginess, you know.
Oh, wow.
I'm a piggy boy.
Like maybe a quarter every once in a while.
Sure.
Maybe it just slows you down a hair.
And if you guys want to know anything more about this company, I'll tell you.
I feel like you were paid on the side.
I know.
Like, hey,
I
if
know.
you're
It's
on
the only
another
reason I
fact,
came out here.
you got to get this on the air. /Aaron.
Yeah, just-
Best friend Aaron Weekly for 10% off.
I drive out here in a Lamborghini.
Oh, wow.
But man, I'm not going to call out the restaurant because it was so fucking delicious. But my God, we were at a steakhouse, Aaron and Charlie and I, Monday night, and the calories were on the menu, and I've never seen anything like this. The tomahawk steak was 2,400 calories.
Yeah.
The loaded baked potato was 1,500
No.
calories.
What?
The wedge salad we got was
800.
Yeah,
What?
860
Or
or so.
890.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
shy of 900.
That's the salad.
Yeah, we were we found the fries were the lowest caloric thing.
Yeah, the onion rings.
Oh,
were,
yeah, onion rings.
were better than the
salad?
or the
yeah.
or the baked potato. And then the only other thing was the crab legs were 600 calories, but that wasn't including the butter.
We got 3 bowls of butter.
Yeah, we had to have eaten 7,000 calories.
My first question, this can't be normal. Like, the first thing I saw looking at the menu was the calories. And I'm like, no, this fucking makes you want to not really. I want to eat everything that we ate when I go to get a steak.
Right.
And I don't want to think about it.
Exactly.
I know it's going to be a lot.
Exactly.
But I'll deal with it the next day and eat good.
I agree. I don't want to know that. I don't want to see that.
Yeah, but it was a lot. We laughed. We're like, there's no way the salad is this much.
Oh, is that just because the dressing?
Who
It
knows?
has to be. It's lettuce and
Delicious.
bacon, I
Bacon, but,
guess.
Crumble blue cheese.
I mean, the bacon was
It was
delicious and fresh.
It was an outrageous salad, but it was about the same as like a Big Mac value meal. Like, it's kind of crazy.
Calorie-wise?
Yeah.
Wow. That's nuts.
Well, you know, the thing is, it's a California law, and it's all about how many locations you have. More than a certain amount. I'll tell you, I did this with CPK. I went to CPK post that law.
I know.
I was like, fuck this. Barbecue chicken salad's too, you know.
Yeah, talk about a salad that's like 4,000 calories.
Yeah, and it's not definitely under that, but it is definitely higher than I was expecting. The one that blew my mind at CPK was the hummus. Well, this is fucking chickpeas. How are we getting up this high? And I was like, I've not been back. So I guess it's a good law in that way, but
No,
but I hate
I
it.
like
I'm going to start wearing a blindfold when you go out to eat.
Tell the waiter you forgot your glasses
Yes,
and ask them.
not bring the menu. I already know what I want.
Yeah, I don't like that.
It kind of ruins.
It ruins the magic of eating out.
In this case, it made for a good conversation.
It did.
Yeah.
Because
Well, mostly it was entertaining because we learned from our server that there's a certain actor that eats there 3 nights a week, and he is very skinny. And we're like, what is he
we're
ordering?
like, what does he order? The onion rings every day?
The low-cal menu?
Fries?
Well, maybe this person does a lot of running, not jogging.
Not
We'll
walking.
cut it
And
out,
not
but
walking.
it's he's so
Oh,
thin.
he's very fit. Yeah.
Yeah.
3 days a week
Dang.
eating that fucking menu.
This is making me starving.
Yeah, it was. I got to tell
I
you,
want that so bad.
that meal we had Monday night was one of the best meals
It
I've
was
ever had.
really good.
In your whole life.
It was up there. Like,
So effusive. And there's no way.
isn't that great though? That I do believe that.
Literally no. I know it's cute that you actually think it.
I do.
But there's no way.
The steak was so good, and we got lamb. We got a rack of lamb.
Dax
that
and
was
I split our
Yeah, we always split.
lamb
Well,
and
maybe the experience I could see,
no,
but
the food.
Well, both. It was a perfect marriage of
That's
like.
funny. I got the same kind of response from Ruthie.
she did.
Because you
Like I
told
said-
her it was one of the best meals.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you know, this is the foundation of Aaron and I's friendship, which
You know, it was a hurdle for me with you
I know.
for a while.
You
It's
didn't
not
like it.
anymore. I have radical acceptance.
well, and I don't want to be a downer or paint us as victims, but I have thought a lot about this because you should have seen Aaron and I at the hotel in Orlando. I don't think any two human beings have ever had more fun at Disney World than Aaron and I. And I was thinking about one of my favorite parts of you, and especially our friendship, is like you and I can get so excited for anything. And again, not to be a bummer or make us victims, but I do think like there are a lot of bad times. So when the good times were good, we were both like, oh, fuck yeah. And let's feel
Yeah,
it. And
I
like,
get
it's
that.
here. And we're out of that fucking trailer with the insanity that's happening there. Now we're in this field. But I just think that by comparison, when the good times happen, I think we really knew how to make the most of them.
Yeah, that
As
makes
like-
sense.
Yeah. And that's kind of the foundation of our friendship. We get so pumped for the stupidest shit.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a great way to be. I can't take it seriously anymore ever when you say things are the best or the most.
I'm racking my brain of when I had a better 1-2 punch in that
I dare
ribeye and
you to
those
tell me.
lamb.
What about Emily Burger? That for a long time was your favorite.
It's good.
It is. It's really good. It's a good meal.
Now it's good.
No, Emily Burgers. It's also the best.
Yeah, we just have different definitions of best. Like
Well, there's genres. Is it the best taco? Is it the best burger?
I
This was the
know.
best steakhouse experience I've had. I think,
I know.
other than my date with McConaughey, which is also the best.
I am because Jess and I have this too because we've been trying to figure out our top 5 desserts of all time over the span of our life, and it's hard for me. Like, I'm really thinking about it. I have not committed. Like, I won't commit. And, you know, we go to 3 restaurants in 3 days, and he's like, these 3 are on there. And I'm like, no.
Look no further.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, all to say, I don't trust that. Like, oh yeah, this, and this that I had last week are my top 5 of all time. No, and same for you. I can't trust it.
But
can't trust you.
How about this? Have you been burned? Like, if I told you something that was great and then it wasn't, have you had a Maya experience where I sent you to Olga's in Thousand Oaks?
No, I liked Olga's. You did take me to Olga's.
But you're more white trash like me.
I do. Like
you
a
like
lot of that.
Yeah,
stuff.
you like your garbage food.
I do.
Yeah, we.
I
both
can
do.
click
Domino's.
into that
We love
mode.
Domino's. Fuck, what a pie!
it.
What a pie!
I do love it.
It's a gourmet pie.
And a rectangle sandwich from Burger King.
Yes, these are 10s.
Yeah. But
can you think of a time I was effusive about a place or vouched for a place and you went and you're like, well, that was a fool's errand?
No. I don't
Okay.
think that's happened. But I just think it's like not everything can be the best.
You know what I think it is?
It's my issue.
You don't feel safe
Yeah, I don't.
unless you're
I'm
the
the
best.
best.
Yeah, and that's really sad. We talked about you're in a nice baggage, and that's yours, and that's heartbreaking.
Of course. Yeah, I want to be the best.
Best friend.
I want to be everyone's best. Everyone's number one. I want that.
yeah.
But also,
because then you can't be replaced or excluded.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. But also, it is a trust thing. How do I know what you're saying to me? I mean, this is now we're getting deep, and I don't even really mean you, but in general, if everything's the best, and I'm also the best, then
devalues
immediately
you.
I'm not the best because it means just everything's the same. And you know what? I don't need to be the best. I do.
But also, again, if you step into our mindset, which is it is the best.
No, it's not. Okay,
it's
but do you
not.
know, like, best
hold on.
means-
It'd be one thing if we were saying you're the best, but we didn't mean it, or we weren't experiencing it. If we had said this restaurant was the best, but we didn't like it, that's scary. But like you hook Aaron and I up to a polygraph and ask us if that was the best steakhouse we've ever been to, we're passing that test.
I know, but
that's
unsafe to me that you do believe it. And then next week you do believe it. And then that week you do believe it.
But the primary thought should the most important thing is if we say you're the best, that's true. All that matters is that you're the best. It's true.
Well, but inherently, can't you just say you're great?
No, because you're the best.
God. Like, I loved it. It was great. Oh my gosh, I want to go back. Like, these are things I can wrap my head around, but it's my, I mean, look, I'm not, it is my issue. I'm not, it's not either of your issues.
But I understand, I fully understand what you're saying, but all that matters to me, it's like, if you tell me let's say this, you say to me, Monica, you're the funniest person I've ever met. What's important to me is that you really believe that. Now, if you tell Jess he's the funniest person you ever, I don't actually care. As long as you were sincere about when you told it to me, that makes me really happy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just can't, I'm just not like,
How
I'm
would
not
that
like
affect
that.
you, Sharon?
No, I can. The same.
Who? Me or him?
Yes.
The same.
Aaron, wouldn't you, if I said you were the funniest person I've ever met, and then you saw me the next day tell Jess he was the funniest person, wouldn't you be like,
I think I would believe that you thought I was the funniest.
And you just said it to be nice.
Yes.
Oh, that's great. That's a lot of
that's
confidence.
an interesting.
So I think I would believe you.
Yeah, I just think if I heard
I
someone,
think Sassy Feld would say you and I are the funniest person she's ever met.
she'd say people, and that's
Person.
more normal. That's a normal thing people would do. But I'm just gonna say here and now, if I heard someone say that, I'd be like,
The thing you said to
you're
me
an
that-
unpredictable person and you're full of shit.
Right.
Not you, because I haven't heard you say that, but I wouldn't like it.
But I catch myself in this all the time, but it's not hypocritical. Like there are several people I think are the funniest comedians alive. And they're
in a group of
because they've hit
funniest
a level
comedians.
that's not been surpassed. It's like, it's like a gold medalist. There's multiple gold medalists. You know, it's like Usain Bolt one year and then it was another. And I can say to both of them, that.
You're
and
the
they would,
fastest person I've ever met.
yeah, or you're the fastest person.
But like, that's not true. One of them is faster than
But
the other.
I think there are multiple comedians that I don't think one's better than the other, but I think they're the best there is.
Can't it just be like you're one of the best there is, or you're one of the funniest comedians in the world? Like there's a way to frame it where all of that is true, but it becomes immediately not true by verbiage alone.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
Semantically, it's incorrect.
Yeah. I guess I'm
Yes.
obsessed with grammar.
Yeah, because the spirit's more important to me than the semantics of it.
Okay.
But for the record, Richard Pryor's the funniest comedian that's ever lived.
Agreed.
And actually, he is. But also, David Letterman's just as funny as him and is good and the best comedian to ever live. And Bill Murray. So those three.
Those three are your favorite comedians. And
yes,
they're
of all time.
They're I gotta go. I gotta go.
Do you sign off on that list?
I like that list. I mean, Richard Pryor's a given.
Yeah, I guess we can give it to him.
Do you want to add anyone
Well,
to the best of all time?
Dave
Will Con-
Chappelle.
Oh, that-
No, he would make. I would call him the best comedian
Of all time.
Yeah, for sure. But Richard Pryor though,
No, yeah,
is
Richard Pryor
for sure
is
the best of all
gold.
time. And I think Dave would recognize that as well. That he's the best of all time, and that he also Richard Pryor's
Okay,
better.
I can't.
Gallagher.
Oh, the Dice Man.
Oh God. Now we're
Okay, well, we solved nothing today.
Yeah.
But that's all right.
We had fun doing it.
We sure did. That's all that matters.
I love you.
Love you.
Love you.